Good old their team.
Hardy.
Final call for Guy Fraser and Jacob Moore, please. Final call for Guy Fraser and Jacob Moore.
Johnny's not judging on this list. Semi-final judges. I can't see any Johnny judging.
Resting.
Yeah.
Put your glasses on, Paul.
Okay, Shearer's ready to go.
Mark Barraclough, please.
We've got sheep in the pens.
Mark Barraclough, you see Paul Granger?
Woohoo! Mark Barraclough. Woohoo! We got him.
We got him, Paul? Now. Oh, there he is. He's squealing. He's hiding down the back.
Righto, those first 6 shearers should be at the bottom of the stairs, please. Don't go up until we introduce you onto the board. It is a semi-final. So we got the 6 shearers there. First heat, please. Shear 8 sheep. So that first heat should be at the bottom of the stairs now. First heat of the senior semi-final, sponsored by Balance and Super Air. Yep. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we introduce the senior semi-finalists onto the board. On stand number 6, Adam Morton.
Next up is Dylan McGrady on 5.
And Catherine Maluli there on stand number 4.
On stand number 3, Foraniki Forey.
On to Darren Alexander.
And rounding out the field, Bevan Petty on stand number 1.
So a good lineup of senior shearers there, ladies and gentlemen. They'll shear 8 competition sheep in the semi-final to go into the final tonight. So they've got one more chance to make the big final.
There's $1,000 up for grabs in that senior final. So
1,000.
That is a pretty smart sort of dosh.
This event's sponsored by Super Air and Balance. It's all one company now, Balance and Super Air. Local pilots here.
Once upon a time, this used to be one of the biggest fields in competition shearing. But with the advent of better shearing sheep and better gear, better training, they have shrunk in numbers, especially at competitions. We do like to see full fields in all our allotted categories in shearing competitions, so don't be afraid to get up and have a go. You can never improve unless you try to improve.
Wise words there, John. Wise words. You've been around a day or two, haven't you?
I'm just past my milk teeth, Norm, yes.
Righto, Shearers on the board, please. Don't.
Just hold your horses, Shearers. We've got a little bit of a technical issue. We'll try and rectify it.
Ready to go. Stand at the door. Just sorting the lighting issue out, guys. Stop chapping the other shearers up, please, Dylan.
We got a light problem at the moment. Yeah, we got a light problem at the moment.
Think we might be quite about right now. It looks reasonably sharp.
All good?
You happy, Dennis? Just don't want them shutting it down if we've got to let them go. You right, Stewie? Green light. Just checking things. Thank you.
Okay. Timekeeper's ready. The referee's ready. Judges ready. Competitors, go.
Away we go. Semi-final times, ladies and gentlemen. Senior grade. Out on the board with the first of 8 sheep. Bevan Petty on stand number 1. Darren Alexander on 2. Whanaki Whare on stand number 3. Catherine Maluli on 4. Dylan McGruddy on stand 5. Adam Morden down there on stand number 6. They're all winding up the undermine, but Darren Alexander top knot off in his first to step through and up the neck on stand number 2. The Taranaki man round the back of the head, he rolls into the first front shoulder. The rest of the field following at this stage. There's still 8 sheep left. Anything could happen yet. One kicky sheep from Darren Alexander will have him back down the line a wee bit, but he turns through the long blow. Intermediate grade winner here a couple of years ago. Fantastic, talented young shearer, this man. Down over the last front shoulder. Whanaki Whare right there with him. Catherine Maluli there as well over the shoulder. So's Adam Morton, the wild horse shearer down there on stand number 6. Darren Alexander winds right out onto the back leg. Whanaki Whare back with him. In goes Alexander, in goes Whare, the Taumaranui shearer on stand number 3, and goes Catherine Maluli. Dylan McGrady, another couple of shots. He'll be right there with him. Bevan Petty, and he goes. Adam Morton in as well. They've all got sheep number 2 out on the board now, John McBride.
Oh, looking pretty good. Hey, no sheep judged on the bottom column, but we've got a couple of second cuts. So I just looked at one of the stands up there, and there's a whole lot of goose eggs still there, so that looks good for that competitor. They'll be trying to pump it along. They'll be trying to keep that 13 teeth comb flat on the skin. It's all about not cutting that wool fibre twice. Get it off once with a one shot and hope it's nice and flat on the skin, and the judges will treat you right both inside and out. Up the long blow, though, comes the big shearer, Tamanui Whanaki coming over the top now. Working off that shoulder on the last side, but Darren Alexander coming under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Catherine Maluli settled into the task pretty sharply here from Matawai up in the Gisborne area. Over the shoulder on the front side from the up on the Far East Coast. Bevan Petty comes down and out to the flank, the money side of the sheep. Oh, Adam Morden says, let me at him. I'm a big, strong fella. I'll handle these lovely rounded ewes. And out the last leg comes the very talented young Masterton lad, Dylan McGruddy. Finishing touches there for Maluli. She goes in 2 minutes and 35 gone on these sheep. Sheep number 3 on the board. So they're banging them out in about minute 15. Pretty sharp for these senior shearers. Oh, we've got a little bit of a blackout. That'll be a testing for the judges, and Catherine doesn't mind shearing in the semi-darkness. As we roar, the sheep says, I like to be in the daylight. And I'll sit here nicely for you, girl, as we rock on up the neck now. But the pace has changed now from Whananeki Whare. Over the top of the shoulder he comes, working off that last side. Down and out to the flank, he's about to stroke it off, and Alexander to the top of the shoulder. Who's the closest to that lot? Up the front maybe Bevan Perry. No, Dylan McGrady's coming back with a bit of a run down there on stand number 5. He likes to get on with the job. He's settled in slowly, but of course then he powers home. They've got 8 sheep to shear. 4 on the board now for Whananeki Whare. Look at him roll out that belly. Just flicks it out the back for the wool handler. Shifts his feet nicely against the sheep. Working around the first off leg there. The undermine we call that. 2 big shots up over the tail. Alexander and Maluli out with another one. By golly, that's a good shear so far from those 3.
No doubt about that, John. There will be a bit of a lighting issue there, but the shearers, they're not worried. The judges are focused on the job at hand. Just have to work a wee bit harder to keep an eye on things. Up the undermine, Catherine Maluli. Up the undermine, Dylan McGrady stands 4 and 5. Up the undermine on stand number 6, Adam Morton. Round the back of the head it is Zoe up on stand number 2 for Darren Alexander, but Whananeki Whare, he's out in front as far as speed goes. Sheep number 4 on the board. Finishing touches to number 4. The rest of the field got 4 on the board as well, but they're back off the pace a wee bit. Alexander about to turn for home on 2. But Whare, another couple of shots, and he goes for sheep 5 of 8. Change a handpiece for Whanaki on stand number 3. Bevan Petty on 1. Long blow time on sheep number 4. Way he goes. Last side time for Maluli and McGrady. Last side time for Adam Morton. Sands 4, 5 and 6. Pretty much shearing together right out onto the back leg.
Mike.
In goes Darren Alexander. In goes Catherine Maluli. She might have pulled back Darren by a shot or 2. So has Adam Morton. Dylan McGrady. And he goes. A lot of talent up there on the stage right now, ladies and gentlemen. Every single one of them right along the board. Way down the belly goes Catherine Maluli into the first hind leg. She turns and faces the part of the sheep she's shearing. Opens it up. Big sweeping blows towards the backbone. 1 up either side of the backbone. Dylan McGrady up the backbone as well. Down over the last front shoulder comes the leader in the speed field. Whanaki Whare on stand number 3. Punches his way into the flank. Slides right out onto the back leg. Sheep number 5. Still 3 left in the pen. Whanaki has to bring the head forward to keep it under control, John.
Yeah, certainly is at the moment. Down the last side they come here. Comes down the last side. He's on number 5 there. Darren Alexander down the last side. He comes in here. Whanaki goes in for sheep number 6 now. Brings number 6 onto the board. These boys know how to shear in the dim light. They've shown in the lights like this before. Darren Alexander, a couple blows to go. He'll go in for number 6 too. And he goes. He decides to change the handpiece now. Oh, young fella down on stand. Adam Morton there brings his next sheep on the board now. Catherine Maluli. She puts the finishing touches into that sheep there. Dylan McGrady, and he goes for number 6. Goes on the board now. But it's Whanaki at the moment leading the field. Bevan Perrier, he goes in for number 6. He's got number 6 out on the board now. Whanaki, he'll come up and over his hand and to the top of the shoulder now. Underneath the shoulder he goes. He's underneath the shoulder he goes. Catherine Maluli, she's over the first hind leg. There he goes. And Dylan McCruddy, he's up the neck there. Adam Morton into the long blow. But it's Whanaki, he's leading the field at the moment. 2 to 3 blows to go for Whanaki. He'll be in for sheep number 7. Just gets a little bit of a frib off there, Johnny.
Yeah, he thought I better get a little bit of a waiver off. The judges will bang me for it out the back. Just didn't quite get his undermine right. That's what that was about. We've got to make sure you put in that big undermine because there's a lot of wool laying underneath the sheep when you hit that last side if you don't get the right shots in. Over the last side now comes Catherine Maluli. On to the last side, Dylan McGrady, finishing touches for him. Adam Morton carries on down there on stand number 6. Sheep number 6 on the board for him. Out the last leg comes Maluli. Up the top now comes Darren Alexander. Another one on the board here for the man Bevan Perry on the front stand. Flicks the belly right out the back. The bull handler says, crikey, that nearly got into the next shearer's eyes. I'll get that before it goes any further. But Whananaki Whare, he's got one left in his pen. Coming across the shoulder, works it away under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Here comes Alexander back at him here on stand number 2. Sheep number 7 on the Dylan McGrady. Down the far end, sheep number 5. I think a little bit further advanced than that is Adam Morden, the big strong fella from Wairau. He rolls up the long blow, but it's Whananaki Whare goes in. What have we got? 8 minutes 35 gone. Maluli's hanging in there. Darren Alexander's just 3 shots away off the pace. Down and out to the flank here on stand number 5 and 6, pretty much blow for blow. I think they're right on the same number of sheep. Under the shoulder and right out that money leg. Look at him go. Dylan McGrady steps in. Still good quality by crikey. Look at it up here in the front stand. 1.7, 1.5, 1.8, 1.6, 1.8. A little bit up further, 2.2 up down on the far end. But it's Whananaki Whare with the last one on the board. Maluli's got out the final sheep. Darren Alexander's starting to come with a withering run here on stand number 2. Here the time ticks away. 9 minutes and 20 seconds gone now for these senior shearers. There's a lot of wool to be cut off these sheep. There's no shortcuts. They're well cleaned out underneath and well prepared by the crutches, but you still got to get it off. And Alexander comes to the top of the shoulder. He's moving along. He's making it happen for himself here. Can't leave nothing out. Maluli around the back of the head. Whananaki comes down the last side as well, but it's going to be Darren. Reach for the button and turn it off. 9 and 48. Couple of seconds behind was Whananaki Whare, followed by Maluli. I think she might be charging home next. Oh no, McGrady coming in down the far end and up the front as well, Norman.
He had nothing between these shearers. The rest of the field very, very close. Bevan Petty, Adam Morton, either end of the field. Stand 1 and 6. Another couple of shots. Bevan Petty be looking for that red button as well. There it is. Time taken on 1. Time taken on 6. Time taken on 4. And one more shot. And Dylan McGrady hits the red button as well. Well done, guys. The first semi-final of the top 12 of the senior grade.
Righto, that second semi-final can come to the bottom of the stairs, please. Righto, we're moving along, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome these shearers to the board. On stand number 6, Caleb Foote.
On stand number 5, we had Jacob Moore.
From Tamaranui on stand 4, Guy Fraser.
On stand number 3, Ramon Smith.
Hooter Edmonds comes onto the 2 stand.
And on number 1, Hayden Tapp. Rounds up our field of the next 6 in the top 12, vying for a chance to go right through into the big senior final.
Yes, this event is sponsored by Super Air and Balance.
Slight advantage, these shearers coming in the second group. They've known what the quality they've got to achieve. It's all very well having the mindset, but of course you've got these wild animals up there that can destroy your confidence just with a kick and a flick. So they'll have a quick nudge in their pen. And it's good to see a reasonable crowd here this afternoon. This is the second heat of the senior elimination, the second round, the semi-final. We will have the open quarterfinals following this. The open quarterfinals, there's 4 heats. And that first heat to be ready, Darren Ford, Tony Costa, Axel Reid, Corey Mifsud, Mark Granger, Parada Abraham. Okay, shearers, you need to be on the board. We've got a green light. You see them, you shear them. Sponsors for this event are Balance and Super Rare. Righto, 1 out, all out. Let's have you. We're good to go. Come on, Guy. Caleb. If you're caught in the pen when I say go, you get disqualified. They are the rules. Right.
Thumbs up
Righto.
from the ref.
Timekeeper's ready. Judges ready. Competitors, go!
Well, just a warning to the shearers, you hang about in the pen and we say go, you'll get the old red tick through your name and we'll just carry on without you. Your responsibility to get out to the board as soon as possible. I know you dear like to stand there like a heading dog and stare those sheep, but it is important that we keep to a timetable and we like your cooperation. Okay, here we go. Caleb Foote down on the far end for Waikato 2. That's over there in the Port Waikato area. And he's about to fire in the big shots right from the first sheep. Jacob Moore from Martin. Oh, he's rolling up the long low. Been shearing in the King Country of late. He's working hard on stand number 5. Guy Fraser from Tamarinui on stand number 4, coming across the last side, moving his sheep back with every blow towards the porthole as he steams down the money side of the sheep. Ramon Smith from Gisborne. By crikey, he likes to enjoy the sheep. This looks like it could be a little bit quicker heat. Just over a minute, they got that one out. Huri Edwards coming here on the stand number 2 from Tamarinui. He's working across that last shoulder. He's just trying to settle into the job. He doesn't want to ruffle these sheep because they can bite back and give you a smack around the ear. And then we've got Hayden Tapp up on the front stand. He's into the pen. A minute 25 gone. That's 25 seconds, Norm, that they've given Callum Foote an advantage.
Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty sure Hayden Tapp wouldn't have given him that advantage if he didn't have the sheep he just had. Had them all sorts of bound up all over the place, right through it, knocked them around, right around onto the last side. So he's got rid of it, so he'll just settle into a good rhythm and open up. The undermine he does. Top knot will come off on stand number 1. Turning into the first hind leg, Huri Edwards. On stand number 2, round the back of the head for Ramon Smith. Guy Fraser working down the last side. Is he going to pick up Caleb Foote? Not just yet anyway, but he's picked up a blow or two on him, I'm sure. Jacob Moore, the big fella from Martin, turns for home down over the last front shoulder. He sweeps, but Caleb Foote, he's a lean, mean shearing machine down there on stand number 6. Whips the belly off, turns into the first hind leg. Winds his way down towards the backbone. Slides a couple of big full comb blows up. One on top of the backbone, one under the backbone, and he's up into the top of the head and through and up the neck on stand 6, leading the field, but Guy Fraser coming right back at him. Won't let him get too far away if he's got anything to do with it. Snaps the neck, will open into the cheek and around the back of the head. He's only a shot behind Caleb Foote now. Caleb Foote got off to a roaring start, but Guy Fraser just settling into his work on sheep number 3 spinning round into the long blow together, but foot just still a shot out. Who's going to turn for first? Home first it is. They're together pretty much. Caleb Foot by half a blow maybe. Into the first hind leg for Hayden Tap on stand number 1. That's his third sheep out on the board. In comes Herda Edwards for 3. Undermine time for Ramon Smith. Finishing touches for Guy Fraser on sheep number 3. He's out in front of Caleb Foot now as he slides down over the back leg, out onto the hammy, over the tail and into the pen for his 4th sheep. Jacob Moore winds his way through the long blow on 3. He's turned for home on 4, and in goes Caleb Foot. But Guy Fraser now on the lead, John
Guy
Granger.
Fraser, he's got the lead as he's into the belly there. Caleb Foot there, he's getting the belly off. He's done a lot of shearing around the Tickawitty area lately as young Cabot. Romain Smith drops into the long blow there. Hurry Edwards, he's down into the long blow as well. Hayden Tap to the top of the shoulder now. Underneath the shoulder he goes. Jacob Moore goes in for sheet number 4. Brings it out onto the board now. Guy Fraser into the long blow. He might be just a few blows in front of Caleb Foot at the moment. Round and here goes Guy Fraser. He'll come up and over his hand. He comes to the top of the shoulder. He goes. Jacob Moore making a run back at him. Caleb Foot into the long blow. Ramon Smith's going to put the finishing touches in. Hayden Tap goes in for number 4. Brings number 4 on the board. Hurry Edwards is number 4 on the board now. Down the last side, he comes Caleb Foot there. But it's Guy Fraser at the moment. He goes in for sheet number 5. Brings 5 out on the board now. Gets the belly off now. Jacob Moore up and over his hand, he comes there. Caleb Foot, he goes in for number 5. Brings 5 out on the board. All they want to do is make enough to get into that open senior final tonight. That's what they want to do, these senior shearers. About 4 or 5 blows to go for Jacob Moore. He'll be dropping out Guy Fraser around the back of the ear goes. Ramon Smith down into the long blow he goes. He drops down the long blow. Guy Fraser at the moment, they're not quite sure if Ramon Smith's caught him up there or not.
He's working away there. Look at his Ramon Smith coming across the shoulder on the last side. By golly, he's a big, tall shearer, but he's just back off the pace a little bit at the moment because they've got close on a sheep round him. I think Guy Fraser has actually gone past him on stand number 4. That's the next stand. Exchange of steel now for the young man from Tamaranui. He says, I'm full steam ahead here on the main trunk line. Down the belly, he shoots for the 6th time. Caleb Foot about 3 blows off the pace. Jacob Moore chasing hard on stand number 5. What about the rest of them? Sheep number 5 on the board for Hurdy Edwards. Up over the tail, 2 good shots into the long blow here on stand number 1. I'm sure he's on sheep number 5. He's shearing pretty well. Rolls on to the last side. Does Hayden Tap with a couple of quick shots up the long blow. But down there on 5. Oh, he changes, steps in with a change of gear. Thought I'd talk him into it. Get that fresh cut on. You don't want these sheep moving away from you. Oh, Guy Fraser says, I'm good enough. I'm going well with a new steel on. Over the top on the last side. He's got half a sheep around the next pace man at the moment as he rocks across the shoulder. Fresh steel on here on the front stand for Hayden Tap. It's about time he got into it. Needs to keep up with the pace. Sheep number 1 on the board. Sheep number 5, surely not. Must be number 6. Just check those numbers. Oh, out with another one. Number 7. He's going away, this fella from Tamaranui. Nothing Caleb Foot can do about it. He had a scintillating sheep that first one, but he's just hauled back the old passion a little bit and keeping it flat down the other end because look, he's got a 7.5 and that's a pretty good score on the board. He wants to keep it nice and low, 2 point something I think. 2.8 maybe down there on the bottom stand. That's a good outside card so far, but not all the sheep are judged, of course. The points have been judged up there, ladies and gentlemen. On the bottom line, you'll see the time points at 21.74. They're calculated at 3 points per minute. The next column on the bottom line on the TV screen up there, that is the board points. That is the average number of second cuts to the wool fibre on the board. The third column on the bottom line, that is the outside judging. And of course, they're calculated all those demerit points over the average on the number of sheep they're shearing. They're shearing 8 sheep. You can see on the 4th column, there's only 4 judged there on Guy Fraser's pen at the moment. But he's going in for number 8, Norm, and he's firing on all cylinders at 7 minutes and 50 gone.
Yeah, no doubt about that, John. He is firing on all cylinders. He knows what it takes to get into these finals, and he wants to be in this one, the New Zealand Shears. One of the biggest titles in the country. Belly comes off. Way into the first hind leg, he slides. Throws a couple of big shots. Down into the backbone, up the undermine. 1, 2, top knot comes off, and he chucks an uppercut under the chin. Rakes the neck will open, the cheek will come off, and around the back of the head he'll roll. The rest of the field, in goes Caleb Foot for sheep number 8 now. The rest of the field got 7 on the board. Jacob Moore not for long though. Another couple of shots on the big fella on stand number 5 will hop in. 8 coming out for Jacob Moore. 8 not far away for Hayden Tapp. Hayden Tapp's moved up a wee bit. He's pulled a few sharers back. Had a couple of real difficult ones, just cost him a fair bit of time, but he's got it under control as he moves in for sheep number 8, his final one out on the board now. Hurry Edwards from Tumatanui on stand number 2. Down over the last front shoulder. Ramon Smith sweeps through the long blow, but it's all Guy Fraser from Tumatanui down there on stand number 4. Right out to the toe. Heat number 2 in the senior semi-finals. A red button time for Guy Fraser, John Granger.
Yeah, that's right. He goes down the last side. He's finishing off there, Guy Fraser. Who'll be the next one to finish? Let's get their stop button soon. Down the end stand, Caleb Foot down the last side. Jacob Moore down the last side. Barry Edwards, he goes in for another. Romain Smith for the next sheep and final sheep. It looks like it'll be Adam Moore than there. Caleb Foot, he finishes off there. Caleb Foot finishes off there. Jacob Moore finishes off there. Over the first line, there goes Ramon Smith. 2 big blows over tail, takes the top knot and steps it up the neck now. Hurry Edwards, he's up the neck. Hayden Tapp, he'll be the next man to finish. Hits his nose time button off. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more sharers there. Hurry Edwards from Tamanui. Ramon Smith from Gisborne. He's down and dropped down into the long blow there. Underneath the shoulder goes Hurry Edwards. Down the last side comes Ramon Smith. Hurry Edwards switches off there. Not a bad time either. Still a pretty good time. Half a dozen blows to go. Ramon Smith on sheet number 8. Good man, that brings the senior semi-final to an end, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we've just got a change of sheep coming in now, so there'll be a couple of moments while we fill the pens. But we're now moving on to the open semi-final. The open semi-final of Darren Ford, Tony Costa, Axel Reid, Corey Mifsud, Mark Granger, Parada Abrahams. That's heat 1. So we need the shearers' cooperation from here on in if we're going to make that sheep run. So make sure you're available. We don't want to be chasing you.
I don't see a problem with what you do, but I said I'll mention it to you. Whether you want to, in the semis, open, look, mention it. Open quarters, open. Whether you want to just say, mention it, something like that.
It doesn't actually get mentioned that much,
No.
really.
I'm
Overall,
probably guilty of it, but I'm aware. I'm waking up the public to it. That's my job.
Excuses.
I feel I'm informing the public. Take note of this. That's how you work it out, you know.
And I don't have a problem with that.
it's making, I don't usually mention it, but I mean, it's not because I consciously don't want to. It's just because I can't think of anything else to talk about, so it's talk about what's happening on the board. But it makes the public look at the points.
Yeah, well, that's what the screens are there for. And if you don't inform them,
Yeah, I know what you do. Well, you would be able to do what you want as far as I'm concerned. I don't have a problem with what you're doing. I'm just passing it on, basically. And it doesn't make
I don't mention
done
what
enough.
I
I've
don't
done enough.
mention.
We've all done enough of that. And you saying something about something, oh, you don't, it doesn't matter. You're doing your own thing. Listen about it.
It's
It's ridiculous.
Okay. Now I can't see how it's an advantage or disadvantage anyone.
gone out the back door already.
But you heard it. Okay.
But his mother wise him up to that. Everybody knows he's got a top job. Everybody knows he's got a top job. We're just acknowledging he's a bloody top juror.
Who was he saying? Himself or?
No, it's Guy Haynes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Haynes. Guy's his father. He not mentioned his father.
Oh,
That's
was his father saying?
No, it was Aaron saying.
The semis all, the job won't be up to you anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not an issue. Hey,
It's not an issue in the finals, no. It's not an issue in the finals. Anybody with half a clue could work it out.
So is he, I don't know how you,
Why is he listening to us?
well, they do listen to us, but they listen to us to see where they are in relation to everyone else. I've had their comments and that's what they want. I'm pretty sure, so it's good when you're correct on where they are.
Yeah.
If you're saying someone's in the long run, they're still going up the net. That's better. They don't like that. But when you, if you're saying, such and such is coming down the last side, I'll make things, I want to just stick with them a wee bit.
Yeah,
So I can put a bit of pressure on them. They want to know where everyone is.
Yeah.
I want to give him a better job. What difference does it make? If he's got a good job, gives it think that the other shearer's going to go, fuck, he ain't got a good job. I better fucking slow down.
Yeah, but what? But while they're slowing down, they're losing points in time.
Of course, I said they're not going to do it, are they? Make it happen.
No, give us a volley to fix that. We'll get it over. We'll chuck it out.
Yeah. Saw him this morning.
I don't think it's him. No, Ed did that. No, they tell the electrician to go and see Dennis and them, please. Yeah.
Looks like we're loaded up, John boy.
Eh?
We're loaded up. What's in your pile?
No, they're going to be announced. Won't be announced till the end of the June.
I'm going to go like this. See how they like that. Hell, it's good. Nice razor.
Caleb still top qualified. I'd say she went. I didn't see it, but. Oh, no. Maybe she didn't. She might have been just good.
pace on and suffered for it, eh? Perhaps. But you got to throw a bit of
She
pace.
was getting hooked up for the first 4 or 5 sheep. Every time, well not every time, but every now and then, each section of the sheep she'd get hooked up and had to go back and have another break. Whereas she wasn't flowing until later on. Maybe nervous or something. I don't know. Six comes from nerves apparently. I'll have to tell her that.
Eh?
6 comes from nerves apparently. I'll have to tell her that. And if I had to, I'd offer my services.
Yeah, just stand it.
I never had to though.
What are you trying to burn our building down, Stuart?
Yeah, it's a bit like that, mate. We haven't even got that switchboard loaded up, but those fuses are that old.
Oh, yeah.
It just fucking melted. So they're coming down to sort it out.
Yeah, they out. You don't need that bank of lights on there. That's only wall lights. They can be turned off.
If it does go on fire, will he let us know first so we can announce it to the crowd? Because I'll announce it from over there.
Okay, we'll just wait till we get a thumbs up then from over there, shall we? You think we should wait, Stuart, or what?
No, I think it's fine. Carry on.
I'll get big in my car and make this thing.
Michael Barnett, would you report to the announcers table immediately, please? Michael Barnett, would you report to the announcers table immediately, please?
So tonight when there's service up here, we'll probably push that forward, but we'll make sure that stuff comes up on that other screen as well for you.
Anybody know where Michael Barnett is, please? Require emergency.
Unless you ask Dennis to give us a thumbs up if we're allowed to carry on. He'll know.
Well, Stewie said it was all go. We'll just go. We need to go.
Peter Lang. Pete.
I'll get it. Got on, start, think we're full.
You need to shoot across the Dennis and see if they'll launch from
They're coming out. They're coming out. Oh no, he's going to the van. Today, Peter. Today, mate.
What's he doing? Okay, we're good to go. Righto. Righto, shearers. Those shearers are just assembled at the bottom of the stairs on heat 1. 1, 2, 3 of them there. 4 of them there. 5 of them there.
Go boys. Go to the south.
There's Parada just winging up the rear.
He's got to be on first.
Righto, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the open shearing quarterfinalists on the board, please, on stand number 6. Parada Abraham.
Mark Granger next up on stand number 5, the local man.
All the way from Australia on stand number 4, Corey Mifsud.
On stand number 3, Axel Reed.
In from the deep south, Rakaya Tony Costa on 2.
And on 1 from the deep, deep south, Darren Ford on stand number 1.
They've got 8 competition sheep this year to make that semi-final. That's what they'll all be wanting to do.
Just reminding these guys that if they don't make the semi-final call, there'll be shearers required for the open plate shear, which is at the conclusion of the sheep run.
They'll not stop him.
So we'll just carry on here. It'll be at the conclusion of the open quarterfinals. It looks like it might be a little bit of moisture outside. Just something to add to the lolly water drinks for those that have been socialising throughout the morning. Darren Ford just having a bit of a yarn there with the judge. He said, don't hit me too hard. The luck of the draw, he's drawn that stand second time in a row. In fact, has he been here 3 times this morning already?
So getting down to it now, the top 24 out of the over 50-odd shearers we had out of the heats. Looking for a place in the top 12. And, of course, from there through into the big final tonight.
Green light, guys. They're ready to go.
Let's have your shearers on the board, please. Waiting for the referee to give me the all clear.
Mr. Reid.
Pirata Abraham's happy, Mark Granger's happy, Corey Missett's happy, Tony Costa's happy. Where's the other 2? Referees in stand number 1 pen. Axel's backing out of his pen. He's happy enough.
Thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. He's twice as happy as he was before, that referee.
Okay, timekeeper's ready. Judge is ready. Pitters, go!
Moving along here, the first heat of the semi-final, the quarter-final of the New Zealand Shearing Champs for 2016. Getting a little bit ahead of myself. We don't have the semi-final, so later on this afternoon. Up over the top now, Pirata Abraham's the young speedster from Masterton. He fires them in quick, he makes it happen. He likes to set the cat among the pigeons and then perhaps just sit back and settle into the job after about halfway through. But you can't leave anything out here. You've got to give it all. And here they are. Mark Granger, young fella, shearing very well for Kuiti crowd at the moment. Turning on to the last side. Corey Mifsud from Warrnambool, Australia. Turns around onto the money side of the sheep as well. He's done well to get to the quarterfinals here. Axel Reid from Ty Happy on stand number 3 coming across the cheek. Tony Costa from Mackay out the last leg, but it's going to be Darren Ford and Pirata Abraham's Norm. They're into it right at the either end of the field.
Yeah, that's where the pace is coming from. The rest field not too far away. Costa backs out. Number 2 on the board now, pretty casual as he lays it down, and away into the belly he drops. Mark Granger from Kuiti on stand number 5. Punches his way into the belly, slides into the first hind leg. Outback Mifsud, outbacks Reid. But Darren Ford, top knot up, and up the neck he goes, a legendary shearer from the deep south. Up the neck goes Mark Granger. Making a name for himself in the open grade. Round the back of the head, he's a fantastic, talented young man, this fella. Corey Mifsud, same for him, one of the top Australian shearers. Young boys coming through. Cheek comes off and up the neck, he round the back of the head he winds, shearing nicely, this young Australian. Round into the first, front shoulder, right there with Axel Reid. Tony Costa finishing touches to the long blow on stand 2. Down over the last front shoulder for Darren Ford. Down over the last front shoulder for Pirata Abraham. Look at Mark Granger, ladies and gentlemen, on stand number 5. Winding over the tail and around under the leg. He's going to be the first one in, John Granger, for
Mark Granger goes in for number 3 now. Ford down there. Darren Ford down there on stand number 1 there. He's in for number 3, Pirate Abraham. But at the moment, it's Mark Granger over the first hind leg. He travels. Axel Reid, he puts the finishing touches. He'll go in for number 3 as well. Tony Costa, he's got 3 on the board as well. They've got 8 competition sheep to shear. In the middle stand there, Corey Mifsud, just a young fella. He's got the next sheep on the board, but it's Mark Granger at the moment. He's into the long blow. Pirata Abraham, he's just about long blow time for him. Darren Ford, he's right in the long blow as well. Mark Granger turns and heads for home on sheet number 3. He's at the top of the shoulder now. Darren Ford, he's right there with him. He's not far off behind. Power Abraham, couple blows to go. Down underneath the shoulder he goes. But it's Mark Granger, he'll step in for no sheet number 4. Brings 4 onto the board now. Settles it down. Darren Ford, he puts the finishing touches in. He'll go into number 4. Brings it out. Pirata Abraham with 4 on the board now. Corey missed it. He's up and only his hand and down the last side. Tony Costa, he's going to go in for number 4 too. Axel Reed, just having a bit of fun with that sheep there. Pirata Abraham steps up the neck, but Mark Granger already there. Starts to swing down and it's almost Longbow time for him. Mark Granger's into the long blow now. He'll flick his leg up, pull the sheep up tight. Pirata Abraham, he's into the long blow. Mark Granger down the last side. He comes, he's to the top of the shoulder now. Underneath the shoulder he travels. Pirate Abraham, he got a good bit of a go between these stands 5 and 6 at the moment. Down the last side it goes. Mark Granger puts the finishing touches in. The Darren Ford down the last side. Mark Granger, he'll go in for sheet number 6. Oh, Pirate Abraham, he just stepped a little bit ahead of him. There he goes, Johnny.
Whoa, I tell you what, he's loving it, this young fella from Masterton. Flips the sheep, the belly out the back for the wool handler. Up over. Oh, you can just feel that sheep. Yeah, I can feel that coming. Just moved. Look at she strains. They're quite full in the tummy, these sheep. They're well rounded. They're chock full of meat. Right, that lovely for the farmer, but not so good for the shearer. Around the back of the head, these sheep are up towards 70 kgs now, and he drops into the first off shoulder. Darren Ford says, righto, mate, I can't afford you to be going away from me. But look at Mark Granger. He's set the hard here, and he's going right on the button. Coming across the shoulder, he's hit the front, the Tigawitty lad. Down and out to the flank, he's holding that head high in the crutch as he wants control on that last leg. Quickly out the last leg, keeps shuffling back towards the porthole. Darren Ford's, how are you doing it, you young fella? I'm actually stoked up here just to get up here into this quarterfinal, but I can't seem to get my rhythm going. He's now said, right, I'll get the next sheep. You wait. I'm going to come out after you. He knows how to chase this man. He knows how to set the benchmark. As Tony Costa comes under the shoulder, plenty of blows going in from Tony, but he's still poking him in quick, and that's good because he's trying to eliminate the second cuts to the wool fibre, and that's what we're all about here. That's how show shearing developed. In they go, Tony says. I'm going to stand up, straighten my back and get into the pen. Doesn't matter if I'm half a sheep behind. I know my quality's going to be good. As in comes Mark Granger now across the shoulder. He's going to have a sheep around the Australian. Corey Mifsud at the moment. Axel Reed coming under the shoulder on sheep number 5. Down and out to the flank. Mark Granger's got a sheep round him at this stage. Prada Abraham maybe just as likely to do that by the time he gets through sheep number 7 as well. Here to the top of the shoulder comes the old workhorse, Darren Ford, across the money side of the sheep. Prada Abraham's 2 shots to go, but the young fella from Tigawitty, well, not so young anymore, and he steps up the top. Oh, you're all quiet here in the seats. What's going on? Give this young fella a bit of a helping hand. He's keeping it right up on the board, and that's for sure. 6 minutes and 25 gone in this heat, Norm, and he's got one left on the grating.
One on the grating. This won't be there for long, I don't think, John, the way they're shearing. Right out over the tail for Tony Costa on stand number 2, the Rakaya Flyer. In the pen, he comes and out onto the board with his 7th sheep. Sheep 7 on the board for Darren Ford. His top knot comes off, and he's up the neck, the man from the deep south. Turning for home is Axel Reed on 6. Corey Mifsud turning for home on 6 as well, but Mark Granger finishing touch at the sheep number 7 into the ball, into the pen, and out on the board he comes. He's got his 8th and final sheep on the board, folks. The Tigawitty boy, he's fair flying, this man. He can smoke him off, there's no doubt about that. Way into the first hind leg, he punches big, sweeping blows. Up the undermine, 1, 2, rhythm and control, folks. Up the neck he steps, snaps it open and goes Pirata Abraham for his 8th sheep. Out comes Corey Mifsud. He's on sheep number 7. Darren Ford, another shot and he'll be in for 8. Tony Costa half the last side and he'll be in for 8. But it's all Mark Granger. If we're just looking at the speed, that's where it's at. Of course, quality points come into it as well. That's what the men up there in the blue shirts are looking for. They're looking for shearing faults on the board. There's another set of judges out the back looking for shearing faults in the pen. Right out on the back leg, Mark Granger. He's leading the field home on the 8 sheep. 7 minutes and 46 on the clock. He's going to go under 8 minutes. Red button time for the local man, Mark Granger.
He finishes off there. Well done. Pirate Abraham down the last side. He comes. Underneath the shoulder he is. Down the last side. Young Pirate Abraham. Young fellas are showing these older guys what they're going to do. Down the last side comes Tony. Axel Reed. There you go. Pirate Abraham finishes off there. Young Corey missed it. He's got one left in his pen to go. Darren Ford, he finishes off there. He switches off the handpiece. Think he done enough to make that. Axel Reed, he brings his 8th and final sheep on the board now. Corey Misfit there. Over the first time league he goes. Tony Costa puts the finishing touches in. He's sure well his quality job will be all right. Don't worry about him. Over the first time leg goes Axel Reed. Puts 2 blows over the tail. Takes the top knot off. Steps it up the neck now. Up the neck he goes. Round the back of the ear he goes. Starts to go. Corey missed it into the long blow on 8, number 8. He'll pull the sheep up tight around his knee. Up it comes around his top of his knee now. Up and under his hand he comes. Down the last side he pulls, Johnny.
Yeah, well, just looking along the top shot there, Cordy's going pretty well for an Australian. He's used to keeping it nice and flat on the skin. He's got 2s and 8s. There's nothing wrong with that. Working out the last side. He's got ahead of Axel. Oh, no, the sheep says, crikey, I'm still going to give you a bit of a towel up yet, young man. Rakes it out the last leg. Axel's chasing hard, but I don't think he's going to pick him off here in 9 minutes and 34.5 for Axel. All good scores along the top there. 3 points on the board and 6s out the back. That's beautiful stuff. Even some down as low as a 2.25. Nothing wrong with that. That's 2.25 second cuts an average a sheep. 2.15 there for Axel. Always a good quality shearer. And then, of course, that column where the points start to add up a little bit, that's the third column along the bottom. That's the outside points, the final judging. The average number of demerit points that the judges are picking up out the back.
Righto, moving right along on heat 2. On stand number 6, Nathan Stratford.
Stand number 5, ladies and gentlemen, from Mataura Southland, Brett Roberts.
Oh, up on number 4, we have a Gavin Much from Whangamomana.
On stand 3, Troy Piper.
David Buick on stand number 2.
Roland Smith up on the front stand this time round.
Another great lineup, another 6 of the world's very best shearers up here in the quarterfinals of the Open at the New Zealand Shearing Champs. The top 24 battling it out, hoping to get through to the top 12.
Oh, you'll be happy there's three from down your way.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm not the only one here.
They might have all left home now. There's 4 of you here.
The town's empty.
Yeah, the town's empty. But you can see those red scores come up, ladies and gentlemen, there above the shearer stand. That's how they ended their run. It's now transferred onto the board over there on the right-hand side. Oh, no, they're hiding it. There we go again. 35.461's the one to beat at the moment. So just remember that score and then work out how these other shearers are going to chip them off.
So shearers of note up there. Roland Smith, the current world champion on stand number 1. Gavin Much, a past world champion on stand number 4. They both sure in that world champion challenge shear last night. Great to witness that. 6 ex or current world champions.
Well, young, old, or old, young world champions. I'm not sure. How you think about it. Oh, Nathan's doing real well today. He's not even in the pen. It must be beautiful up there.
It must be bloody good sheep. Hey?
No, there'll be one of them. Troy says, this one had a grumpy night's sleep. This is the Open Shearing quarterfinals sponsored by Lister Super Shear in association with Acto Agriculture, we got the BMZ, we got the FMG, we got the TUI, and we got the Can-Am. Whole heap of sponsors in a big event. Yes, sir. Have we got the thumbs up? Thank you.
Right.
Troy Piper, hit the board. Green light.
Timekeeper's ready. Judges ready. Competitors, go.
And away we go. Heat number 2 it is of the open quarterfinals. Another 6 sharers on the board. Out of the 24, vying for a place in the top 12. First hind leg, and as we might have expected, Gavin Mutchett's a top knot first on stand. Number 4, top knot off for Roland Smith. Up the neck for David Buick. Up the neck for Troy Piper and Brett Roberts. And Stratty around the back of the head down there on stand number 6. Where's the pace going to come from? I don't think Gavin Mutchett is going to have it all his own way this time, and he hasn't. David Buick winds through the long blow. So does Roland Smith. Buick turns for home first. Down over the last front shoulder for David Buick. So Nathan Stratford. So is Roland Smith. Troy Piper's right there, the young man from Winton in the deep south. But Buick rolls out onto the back leg. Another couple of shots. He'll be looking for sheep number 2, 50, 51, 52, 53 seconds, and he's into the pen. So's Troy Piper. Nathan Stratford, the other Southland boys in there. In goes Roland Smith, the current world champion. The ex-world champion, Much. He's in from Whangamomana and Taranaki there. Originally from Scotland, that man. In goes young Brett Roberts. He's a good, young, up-and-coming open grade shearer now, making the quarterfinal. Quite a big one for this young man. Top knot off for Roland Smith on stand number 1. Buick round into the long blow. Another couple of shots. There he is. 1, 2, or no, 1 short one. 1 big sweeping one right through to the base of the ear. Another shot and he turns for home. He's leading the field still. Nathan Stratford, Roland Smith staying in touch though. Down over the last front shoulder comes Smith. Just sheep giving a bit of a wriggle, but he's got it under control. The big man on stand 1. Take a good sheep to get away from legs like that. About 7 foot long, those legs. Right out on the back leg, David Buick. In he goes for sheep number 3. 1 minute 53 seconds gone on the clock. John McBride, he's fair, smoking it off.
It's just unbelievable how these guys just keep going, keep banging them in. The sheep gives a wriggle. They make up time somewhere else. Troy Piper had a bit of a worker there, and it's obviously got a little bit fresh, a little bit of greenery on the leg, a little bit of tucker overnight, and a little bit of dampness outside, so it's made everybody a little bit more cautious of how they attack these sheep. And Nathan Stratford down the far end, just to see a little bit of darkness on the tips of those sheep. That means water. That's no good for us. As he drops into the long blow down on 6. Working hard. Brent Roberts, 2 good shots up over the tail. Gavin Mutch is in, coming off the long blow. Here comes David Buick, and down and out to the flank he comes, and Rolly's right out the last leg here on the front stand. Buick's chasing hard. This is a good battle of speed here on stands 1 and 2. Up the back end comes Mutch, and just a couple of shots left for Nathan Stratford down the far end. He'll be hard to keep out of the next round. In he goes. He's always there, Mr. Reliable, we call him. Over the last shoulder comes Brent Roberts. The young pup, he comes, look at him, just chock full of power, this fella, and he steams down the last side. Troy Piper says, right, I'm sick of that one, let me get me another. They've got 8 of these woolies to shear, and up over the top comes Gavin Mutch. In goes Brent Roberts, just a big reaching crowbar arm goes in there and wrenches one out. Into the long blow swings up Nathan Stratford, but it's Rolly Smith out in front, comes under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. David Buick keeping the job right for the judges and working out that last leg as well. So there's just 2 shots in it. Nathan Stratford 5 back, along with Gavin Mutch, pretty much blow for blow, and stands 4 and 6. But it's still the front stand. John Granger, they're still going as
they're
twins.
Still going, and Rolly Smith there, he's having a good share. He's in number 5 on the board for him. Nathan Stratford, the little pocket rocket, he's going to go for 5. Brent Roberts down the last side he comes. Gavin Mutch, he's right there with him too. Troy Piper, then David Buick now. Troy Piper's going to go in. Gavin Mutch has already cleared the belly. Over the first time leg, I think Gavin's picked up. Nathan Stratford there. That's Rolly Smith at the moment. Well out in front, comes up beneath his hand. He comes to the top of it on sheet number 5. They've got 8 in some position sheep this year. Underneath the shoulder he goes. Sweeps out that last leg. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blows to go. He'll be stepping in for sheet number 6. In goes Rolly Smith for number 6 now. Switches off. Gets into the pen. David Buick's in for his next sheep. Rolly's already put a sheep around him. Troy Piper, he's up, comes up and under his hand he comes. Gavin Mutchie drops into the next sheep. Troy Piper. David Buick there. Up to the, he might be in the same sheep as he is. There's Rolly Smith around the back of the ear, so stands 1 and 2 even at the moment. They swing it out in the long blow. Long blow time for them. They bring into the long blow. They've got 2 left in their pen to make the time. Who's going to turn and come up and have the hand? David Buick to the top of the shoulder now. Troy Piper switches a handpiece. He gets in for his next sheet. It'll be sheet number 6. Gavin Mutch will come up and under his hand. Now Brent Roberts there, 2 blows over. Tail he goes. Nathan Stratford, he's into the long blow, but stands 1 and 2. They go in for number 7. They're going pretty well, Johnny.
Right amongst it, I tell you what, they just throw those handpieces off. That's cones. They're pretty expensive, especially when you're using them here at the competition. But they just download them onto the floor and kick them about, and they'll straighten them out a bit later on. Maybe they've got plenty in the pouch, but I know my combs I protect a little bit more as we swing on for home here on Troy Piper. He's trying to stay with Brent Roberts as he comes under the shoulder and down out the flank. He's had some difficult sheep, but he's still scoring okay up on the top line, and that's what counts. 6 and 21 gone now. Out the last leg for Roberts. He steps into the pen for sheep number 7. He's 3/4 of a sheep off the pace. Nathan Stratford around the back of the head. Mr. Quality down there on the far end. Here comes the Buick. He's letting out the throttle a little bit as the Rolly Smith. You can see the sweat starting to glisten off the head. And he goes for the 8th and final. Right behind him, just 2 steps, is David Buick. And that's about as many blows as well. Up the last side comes the man from Scotland, down in Fungamometer. Gavin Mutch steps in, so what is he? 8 blows off the pace. Next in line, Nathan Stratford turns for home. Right he goes over the top of the pen. The little fella, he just mounts himself into the pen to get that 8th and final sheep out. I haven't come all the way from the deep south in Chicago to come second here. Said, I want to be in that title winning. I want that $18,000 first prize, plus a trip away to the UK. Here they are. Brent Roberts comes out the last side, but it's Rolly Smith up on the front stand. Look at him barrel out. Good low scores all round up there. Down and out to the flank. Here goes Troy Piper, almost a sheep round him, but he hasn't given up, Normie. He's rolling it in as Big Smith hits the button.
Hits the button, he does. 7 minutes, about 7:41 for Roland Smith. David Buick, a few seconds behind. Another couple of shots. He got the head forward. It wouldn't let him share off that last leg. There it is. Red button time for David Buick. Red button time for Gavin Mutch from Scotland. 7:57. And still red button there for Stratty from the deep south. 2 left on the board. Troy Piper and Brett Roberts. Another couple of shots. Piper going to turn for home. Big Brett Roberts down there on stand number 5. Swings into the long blow. Lays it down. Right through into the base of the ear. Piper. Last leg. Going to wipe the wool off that. And he'll be looking for the red button as well. Another shot. Beautifully shorn sheep out the hole. Brett Roberts under the leg and away down into the flank. This young man, like I said earlier, one of our best up-and-coming young shearers in the open grade. Rolls around over the hamstring. Very, very talented young shearer. Red button time for Brett Roberts.
That's a great heat, ladies and gentlemen. Moving straight into the next heat there. Heat 3, the open quarterfinals. Get those shearers down below the stairs. We'll just let those others go off. Okay, on stand number 6, Floyd Deal.
All the way from the deep south, we have Andy Mainland on 5.
Neville Osborne on stand number 4, ladies and gentlemen.
And stand number 3, Murray Henderson.
All fieldings, Aaron Haynes up on the 2 block.
And stand number 1, the famous Johnny Kirkpatrick, the North
Oh, another
Island
good heat.
Shearer of the Year.
Well, the scores are still up there. You put it through your head. Who's missing out? Who's getting in? You've got to be in the low 30s to be going forward. 31 up on the front, 32, 33, 34, 35, 38. So that's put the pressure on. Rolly Smith goes to the top of the heap.
Ooh, Brett Roberts. Good cheer for that young
Brett
man.
Roberts, you've got a couple in there for a start off. Not looking forward to that. Just a general thing with us commentators. We like to throw a bit of the proverbial.
Do you?
Well, I receive a bit, so I've got to chuck a bit. Okay, just a quick look at the sheep, gentlemen. We have a green light on. We don't want those sheep getting any wetter in the pens than they already are. And plus, you might get bruised. Come out of there. That one's too big, is it? You don't want to hurt your shoulders. Ho, ho, ho.
Hardly fit out the porthole, is she?
Okay, we're just about ready to go. Let's have all those shearers.
I think that one was 83.2 kilograms, John.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty big sheep.
Be very proud as the owner to have such a mob of sheep. Oh, well, but let's have you on the board, gentlemen. You're all ready to go.
Righto, we've got the thumbs up, have we? Okay, let's go. Timekeeper's ready. Judges ready. Bidders, go.
Down the far end, we have the youngster, the last year's senior winner, Floyd Neal from Tamarunui, bouncing in. And the mainland from Kaupuka. Look at him, keen as mustard to get down that first off leg. Neville Osborne from Dargable, showing good form here this year. He'd like to go all the way. Murray Henderson from Fielding. He's already been up here several times today. Loving it. Just chases Shearing all over the world. Aaron Haynes from Fielding. Muscle on muscles, they call him. Good quality shearer. But they all start on the same 0 points, and then we just attack them on as we see them. Up on the front stand, we got the ever reliable Mr. John Kirkpatrick. As Norm said, the North Island Shearer of the Year winner last night by a couple of points. And he's here ready to fire again because he's bouncing in right in line. 1-2, that's how they go, Norm.
1, 2, and 3. That's how they're all. Maybe 4 as well. Won't be far away. Neville Osborne finishing touches. And here he goes. Floyd Neal upset the sequence. Out he comes with sheep number 2. Andy Mainland hops in. Very, very good quality share on stand number 5. You keep it on as outside job points. Up the undermine for Murray Henderson. Top knot comes off for him on stand number 3. But still, Johnny Kirkpatrick on 1, leading the way. Wipes the wool off the side of the sheep. Another couple of shots. He'll turn for home. Cheek comes off. Down over the last front shoulder. Aaron Haynes, very talented young man on stand number 2. He's on the up and up. Down over the last front shoulder of Aaron Haynes. Murray Henderson, another couple of shots. He'll turn for home as well. The rest of the field on about the same spot, just hitting the long blow. Neville Osborne, Andy Mainland, and Floyd Neal as JK hops in. Ooh, Aaron Haynes' sheep has a good swipe at him. Another couple of shots in, another go, but he's almost finished. Out the hole it'll go. Be quite happy to see the end of that, but he's still sticking about where he was. In goes Murray Henderson. Lost a couple of seconds at Aaron Haynes. It all counts, but he won't let it get to him. Murray Henderson drops into the belly. In goes Neville Osborne. Andy Mainland not far away. Floyd Neal right there. Floyd hops his sheep out the hole and into the pen. Bounces out with another one, the big fella on stand number 6. But it's all JK as he winds his way through the long blow. Last night's champion crowned North Island Share of the Year. Under the leg and away down into the flank. On the last side, beautiful job as he always makes. Johnny Kirkpatrick just glistening in the light, that sheep. as he hops in for sheep number 4. 4 on the board, 2 minutes, 51 seconds gone on the clock, John Granger.
It certainly is Johnny Kirkpatrick there, the North Island title holder last night. Number 4, Aaron Haynes steps in for number 4. Murray Henderson puts the finishing touches into 3. Neville Osmond down the last side, he comes there. Andy Mayland, he's down to the top of the shoulder, all not a lot in between this field, but it's Johnny Kirkpatrick doing what he did last night, hit the front and he wants to stay there. Aaron Haynes takes the top knot, steps it up the neck now. Andy Mayland, he goes in for number 4. Floyd Neal, Neville Osmond just having a little bit of trouble with that sheep there. He just won't settle for him. A bit of rain outside. Floyd Neal, he goes in for number 4 now. But it's Johnny Kirkpatrick on stand number 1, leading the field at the moment. He's got the field lead at the moment. The belly will come off and down the last side comes Aaron Hayes. He's to the top of the shoulder now, underneath the shoulder. He's swinging up the last leg. Aaron Hayes will drop in and he goes for number 5 now. Murray Henderson down the last side, he comes. He's into the long blow. Murray Henderson about 3 blows to go and he'll be fighting for sheet number 5. Neville Osmond drops down a bit, long blow time for him. Andy Mayland comes up below his hand. Floyd Neal, he's into the long blow now. Top knot comes off for Aaron Haynes. He steps up the neck. But it's all Johnny K at the moment. Down the last side he comes. Sweeps out the last leg. Sweeps right out the last leg now. 1, 2, 3 blows to go. And he drops out now. He goes in for number 6 now. That's Johnny Kirkpatrick. He brings number 6 out on the board now. Neville Osmond, he picked the pace up a bit. He was maybe a sheep behind, I think. Andy Mayland with his next sheep on the board there. Floyd Neal goes in for his next sheep. Aaron Haynes, he's going to finish off. There goes into his number 6 now, Johnny.
Just hard to believe how these guys can get a sheep behind over 5. By golly, this fella up on the front stand, he's just pumping along. Aaron Haynes is number 6 on the board and down to the first off leg. The undermine coming up. Murray Henderson about 5 or 6, 7, 8 shots behind him. There next in line is Neville Osmond from Dargaville and Andy Mayland. They're sort of going to be shearing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's about how it looks at the moment. They're staying in line, and then a sheep gives a wriggle, and it kicks and it wriggles, and it won't stop wriggling until you let it go down the porthole. You'd like to take it home and put it on the barbecue, wouldn't you, Neville? But just go hard, man. There's another couple in the pen. Down and out to the flank he goes. Just check those sheep numbers. Sheep number 7 coming on the board in the front stand. Floyd Neal out the last leg. 2 shots to go. Andy Mayland changes the blade. Give me some fresh iron, he says. I've been working away here down south. Now I've got this fresh steel on. Let's get up the pace. Here Murray Henderson shoots another one down the porthole. He's 15, 20 shots off the pace. He changes the blade as well as he brings out sheep number 7. Neville Osborne says, I've had a bit of a tough run here. These sheep are just giving me Watto round the back of the head, but he's still keeping the quality right up there. Remembering that the judges have got 8 sheep to judge, and until those big red scores come up, there's still points being added as Johnny Kirkpatrick comes out the last leg. Woofter he goes. He's got away from Aaron Haynes this time. Got at least the complete last side in front of him. So we're talking about 15 shots there. Under the shoulder for Aaron Haynes and down and out to the flank for Floyd Neal. But a sheep back off the pace. Neville Osmond's got sheep number 7 on the board. Andy Mayland's about 2 shots away. Aaron Haynes about to go in for 8. Still the last side to complete for Murray Henderson here. 6 minutes and 59 gone. 7 minutes now. Here comes the big JK, Johnny. He's looking pretty sweet up here on the front stand. Rolling it into the long blow. Making it look easy, the fellow. Look at him happen.
Certainly is at the moment. Up beneath his hand comes Johnny Kirkpatrick. He's to the top of the shoulder now. 1 or 2 blows underneath the shoulder. He sweeps down the last leg. He puts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blows in him. Letting it go for sheet number. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Switches off there. It's a pretty good shear, but it looks to me. Aaron Haynes, he's into the long blow on sheet number 8. Murray Henderson, he's top knot comes off. Neville Osmond, he'll go in for sheet number 8 as well. Brings it out on the board there. Andy Mayland puts the finishing touches in there. 29 is. There goes on this last stand there. Floyd Neal down the last side he comes. Oh, that sheep hasn't stopped kicking for Aaron. A couple blows to go. And Aaron will be switching off there. Switches off there. Switches right off there. Neville Osmond, he's up the neck he goes. And Murray Henderson switches off there. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Top knock comes off for Andy Mayland. Floyd Neal over the first hind leg he goes. Two big blows over the tail. Top knock comes off for him. He steps up the neck now. Neville Osmond, he's down the last side he comes. He's to the top of the shoulder now. Underneath the shoulder he comes. Sweeps out the last leg on sheet number 8 there. Andy Mayland down up and to the top of the shoulder now. Floyd Neal comes up and over his hand. There goes Neville Osmond, finish off there. Andy Mayland, he puts the finishing touches in. He drops out, he switches off there as well. Floyd Neal down the last side he comes. He's got 1, 2, a little bit of a kicker there for Floyd. Just won't quite settle there. Then it just settles and he finishes off there. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Heat 3 of the Open quarterfinals. Righto, moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. Right, we'll just let those shearers get off the stage before you fellas go up, eh? Just don't go up yet. Dion. Come back, come back. Come back. Come back. One shearer is already up there. Righto, on stand number 6, Jack Fagan.
Dion King on number 5.
Hemi Braddock's already up there on number 4.
How did he get there?
James Rookie on 3.
Shelford Wilcox has jumped the gun as well.
And the local man on 1, Diggerbalm.
Just goes to show you, I suppose, Norman, how keen these young men are to attack these great woolly wild animals.
I think they wanted to slow down a wee bit, do they? So a forward
I didn't get that message. Once again, these shearers are at the top of the game. You see the 31.45, John Kay's gone to the top. We only need Andy Mainland as number 13, so he's obviously in trouble. So Rolly Smith is in second spot. Nathan Stratford, Brent Roberts, Gavin Much, Mark Granger. They are the ones at the moment. Still room to move. We have 6 more contestants.
Still room to move, just looking through that. Good to see the young guys, Brett Robertson, Floyd Neal, having good shares. Floyd Neal 7th, Brett sitting in 4th place at the moment. Aaron Haynes 11. Brett Roberts, second cut points, 0.5. Pretty awesome. No, sorry, that was Floyd Neal's. Floyd Neal's second cut points, 0.5. Well done, Floyd.
Okay, we have a green light, gentlemen. A lot of judging to be down out the back. Those young people out the back, they're tipping sheep up, flat stick. Oh, only
Okay, we've got the thumbs up from the referee. Shearers on the board. Don't shove it on the board, please. Timekeeper's ready. Judge is ready. Competitors, go.
Away we go with the last heat out of the 4. Quarterfinal number 4 it is on the board. Another 6 shearers vying for a place to get through in the top 12 out of the 24 that we've seen in the last 6 up there now. Shelford Wilcox smashing his way up the undermine. Top knot comes off. Dion King there as well as he opens up the neck. He's got a nice wee sheep round the back of the head. Wanted a good one to get going on by the look of it. Hemi Braddock, the young man from Ekatahuna, shearing very, very well, this young man, shearing out of his skin. Around the back of the head for James Rookie as well. Shalford Wilcox, long blow. Dion King, long blow. Jack Fagan just starting in the long blow now down there on stand number 6. Wiping the wall off, turning for home right there with Dion King. Wilcox, a couple of shots out in front, under the leg, and smokes down the last side on stand number 2. Shalford Wilcox from Gisborne, right out onto the back leg. Another couple of shots, and he'll be looking for his second sheep in 56. 57, 58 seconds. Come on, Shelford, that's the way. Keep it on. Put the pressure on the rest of the field. It's on sheer speed. Out comes Dion King. Out comes Jack Fagan. Finishing touches for James Rookie. In goes Digger Balm. And Hemi Braddock brings up the field, but only by one shot. Out onto the board, he backs now with his second sheep. All got 2 on the board, but Wilcox. Ooh, Jack Fagan is right there with him. He can just get that one to settle down. If he can hit the top knot, it'll come off and up the neck he goes. He's right there with Shelford Wilcox. He's got a very difficult sheep, just costing him a second or two. Just settle down a wee bit, Jack. Back off, take a breath, and away and into the long blow he sweeps. Still right there. Dion King winds his way up the backbone as well, but Wilcox down over the last front shoulder on stand 2. Sheep 2 on the board, under the leg, punches his way down into the flank, the big man. Right out onto the back leg, another couple of blows, round over the back leg over the tail, sweeps around under the hamstring, in for sheep number 3, 1 minute 58 gone on the clock.
Oh, beautiful stuff to watch, isn't it? They know that those other 3 heats have really powdered in, and they just got to keep the hammer down, these guys. A couple of minutes are gone, and Jack Fagan fires a quick shots in. I think he might have just moved to the front. Dion King, just maybe a whisker with him. Up over the top comes Shelford Wilcox. Here on the front stand, Digger Balm. Don't count me out, the old tour cow flyer. James Rookie, Kuiti, round the bit. First off leg, he's about to swing. Doing that big blows. Look at it, right through to the loin. 2 up the big long backbone. Oh no, he's gone for 3. He knows that last side can be treacherous. He says, I don't want to be caught when these sheep start to move and wriggle and a bit of wool hanging under that bottom edge. Can't get it out, so next minute you got a flag. We don't need that. We want top quality out here. Who's it going to be? It's going to be your daddy, Jack Fagan, followed by Dion King, the old lion tamer there. Look at him go. On the belly swoops. I think he might have Jack Fagan in his sights this time. No, Jack Fagan still 2 shots ahead of him. Shelford Wilcox comes with another run here. He's got sheep number 5 on the board. Just check those cards here on the front stand. What are we up to? Are we on to 4, are we? There we go. In goes James Rookie now. Quality shear of this young fellow. I'd like to see him go a bit further. He sure will. A couple of weeks ago when I was watching him, and he may well make the semi-final here today, but it's a tough, big call because there's a lot of big guns here at the New Zealand Shearing Champs for 2016. This is the quarter-final of the open class. And down the last side come Fagan and King together, John Granger. Nothing in it. Hammering tones for Wilcox as well, but they've split the field down the far
Oh,
edge.
yeah, Jack Fagan decided he's going to change the handpiece. He goes in for sheet number 5. Not a bad change. The number 5 comes on the board for Jack Fagan. James Rookie will come up and over his hand. You don't have to worry about his Shelford Wilcox. And he goes for number 5 as well. Digger Balm's got the finishing touches in. He's going to go in for number 5 as well. And he steps to number 5. It's Jack Fagan around the back of the ear he goes. Dion King and around the back of the ear he goes. He starts to swing down into the long blow now. Jack Fagan's right into the long blow there. Puts his feet up tight. Comes up and over his hand into the top of the shoulder. He's to the top of the shoulder now. Underneath the shoulder he goes. He sweeps under the last leg. Dion King down the last side. He comes here. Hemi Braddock there, he's around the back of the ear he goes. James Rookie takes the top knot of a step up top. Shelford Wilcox down the last side he comes. But it's changed for Jack Fagan at the moment. Goes in for number 6. Dion King's changed the handpiece. He'll have Cold Steel on there. Number 6 comes on the board for Dion King. But it's Jack Fagan at the moment. Over the first time leg he travels. Takes the top, just can't quite, missed that sheep there. Got it up the neck now. Dion King takes the top knot off and Shelford Wilcox brings his next. Digger Balm brings his next on the board. 6 on the board, but it's Jack Fagan at the moment. Drops into the long blow. He'll go up and under his hand and down the last side. He's to the top of the shoulder now, and next the shoulder he goes. Dion King comes up, putting his hand, he comes into the top of the shoulder. Down the last side he comes there, but it's Jack Fagan, he'll step in for number 7. And he goes to number 7 now, having a good shear. Go Norm.
Number 7 it is on the board for Jack. Thanks, John. Right down the belly he drops. Dion King right there. He's just a couple of shots back off the pace, but Jack Fagan fair smashing into it. Winds his way up the undermine. Top knot flies off and up the neck he steps. Breaks it open into the cheek and around the back of the head on sheep number 7. The rest of the field still on 6 except for Dion. Dion King winds his way up onto the top of the head as well. Up the neck he goes. Jack Fagan, it's a long blow. Dion King round the back of the head. Finishing touches for Jack on the long blow. He turns for home as Dion swings into the front shoulder. In goes Hemi Braddock, in goes Shelford Wilcox, in goes Digger Balm on stand number 1. Just leaves James Rookie on the board, but he's not far away from looking for his 7th sheep as well. But Jack Fagan, 2 more shots, 3 more shots over the tail, and he's away in for his 8th and final sheep. Dion King right there, he's on the back leg. Another couple of shots, and he'll be looking for sheep number 8 as well. The pen will be empty. Into the fine leg drops Jack Fagan, sweeps up the undermine. Top knot comes off for young Jack. Up the neck he roars. He's got the bit between his teeth, this young man. How much does he want to be in the top 12? He's proven he wants to be in there considerably. All right, there's no doubt about that. Winds his way down the first hind leg, does Dion King. Top knot off there. The rest of the field, Hemi Braddock. Last side time on sheep number 7, but last side time for Jack Fagan on sheep number 8. He's almost got one round him. Down the last side he pours. This young man is all the way from Kuiti. Another couple of shots. He'll be looking for the red button. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Young Jack Fagan hits the red button. Time taken. Dion King pours down the last side. John McBride.
He's working across there, right, just watching that Fagan. He was hot to trot once King had a little bit of a malfunction with the gear. He just threw the gauntlet there and just really raced into it. Hemi Braddock's the way the one I'm impressed as Dion King finishing touches. He is shearing extremely well. Look at that. Nicely across the top board there, and he's down and he's on sheep number 8, and he's chasing hard on Digger Balm. Maybe a slight advantage in time for Digger, but Hemi Braddock, the youngster, coming across the top on the last side now. Shelford Wilcox down and out to the flank here as his time's about 3 shots away from being taken. Up the top comes James Rookie. Digger Balm's next to finish off. I think Shelford Wilcox might slightly get ahead of our young man there, Braddock from Ekatahuna. He hits the button. He makes sure he hits it well. An 8 and 20 or thereabouts. Into the long blow on the last sheep comes our man on stand number 3, James Rookie from Kuiti. He says, I can't do anything more about the pace. I'm flat stick now, but I can keep my quality up, and that's what I'm trying to do. We know it. We've seen it before, young man. You're doing extremely well. Come on, Kuiti. You'll be proud of this young shearer. He's right out the last leg. Beautiful shot. The last sheep to be shown in this quarterfinal here for 2016 at the New Zealand Champs.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings in those quarterfinals. There'll be some nervous young fellas trying to wait to see what those points are, who's going to make the semi. The next event on the card, ladies and gentlemen, will be a few minutes. We've just got to load some more sheep, and we've just got to find out who the Open Challenger ones are. This is for shearers that haven't won an open competition before. Sheep on the board. Sheep on the board.
You got it. You got it. Oh, no.
Whip the wool off it, Bucky. Come on, get into it. We know you want to.
Yeah. Please, no, none of the open guys leave, please, because you could be sharing in that Open Challenger. So all those open sharers, please stay until the announcement's been made of that Challenger. We'll have that shortly for you.
Well,
so if we have a 5-minute break, ladies and gentlemen, stretch your legs, go and have something to eat, go and get a drink, and we'll be right back with you shortly. Thank you.
Well, we're moving on from that Open Challenger, John, and then we're straight into the Open semi-final. So, you know, that's pretty much our program for the today. And then there was a few presentations at the end of that Open semi-final. So,
yeah, correct. Then we'll be moving on, setting up for the night session tonight.
Tama Neania. Are you here, Tama? Come and see Claire Granger if you're around, Tama Neania. Sean Ward, if you're here, can you come and see Claire as well? Sean Ward, Tama Neania.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the Open semi-finalists for 2016, the way they qualified. They were first qualifier John Kirkpatrick, Roland Smith, Nathan Stratford, Dion King, Brett Roberts, Gavin Much, Hemi Braddock, Mark Granger, Floyd Neal, David Buick, Darren Ford, and Jack Fagan. That's the top 12, ladies and gentlemen, to be shown after this challenger. So I'll just quickly read those names again. John Kirkpatrick, Roland Smith, Nathan Stratford, Dion King, Brett Roberts, Gavin Much, Hemi Braddock, Mark Granger, Floyd Neal, David Buick, Darren Ford, and Jack Fagan.
So a few minutes, folks. We just have to wait till our challenger competitors get their gear set. There's some of them still trying to track down. And that's it. So Parrata, not Aaron. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the shearers that will compete in the Open Challenger event are Pirata Abraham, Andy Mainland, Shelford Wilcox, Corey Mifsud, Delwyn Jones, and Sean Ward. So you guys need to get your gear ready ASAP, those 6 shearers, and you will compete in the Open Challenger event. No pressure, but if you can just hurry up, please.
Now, after we've shorn the Challenger final, we'll be sharing the Open semis. Heat 1 will be Floyd Neal, Gavin Much, Darren Ford, Jack Fagan, Nathan Stratford and Roland Smith. Heat 2, David Buick, John Kirkpatrick, Brett Roberts, Dion King, Hemi Braddock and Mark Granger. Joe Barnett, could you report to the announcer's table immediately, please? Joe Barnett, could you report to the announcer's table immediately? It's of some much urgence. Don't worry about those judges. Johnny Fraser doesn't need it. If somebody from the points room could bring us the names of those Challenger finals, that'd be very good, ladies and gentlemen. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the Open Challenger final. This is for shearers who never won an open competition. And we'll have those names shortly. This is sponsored by Acto Agriculture, Lance Riddell and Richard Riddell. Acto Agriculture. They'll share 10 sheep. It'll be an instant prize giving. And then we'll be moving into the Open semi-finals. Thank you, Michelle. Right, if we can have those shearers at the bottom of the stage, please, to introduce you on. All those shearers there. We got how many we got there? We got. Oh yeah. Okay, they're all there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to the second to last event for the afternoon.
Andy.
The Agriculture Open Challenge 10 sheep to be shorn on stand number 6. Pirata Abraham.
Then we got a Kuiti's Darwin Jones.
On stand 4, folks, the big man, Shelford Wilcox.
On stand 3, Andy Mayland.
And then up we go, Sean Ward.
And from Australia, Corey Mifsud on stand number 1.
So these shearers are up for a 10 sheep burst out here. Sponsored by Acto Agriculture. Instant prize giving. They get $200 for first and the D&W Fagan Trophy and sash for first prize. Then we move on to the open shearing semi-final. Be hotly contested. We are in the elimination rounds for this evening's events. This is all about promoting the younger brigade to get up there and have another crack. Not won an open final before. Good to see those young competitors having a crack. Even not so young. Oh, yep.
They're swapping. How's that pen look, Sean? Is that quite a good pen of Shelford's? I think he just got one chucked out for you.
We have a green light. Shearers on the board.
Okay, well, looks like we're ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Just one last shearer left in his pen there.
Good to go.
Okay, we're all clear on the board. Timekeepers ready. Judges ready. Competitors, go.
Whoosh, these young fellas, hey, they're relishing the chance up here. Pirata Abraham's down the far end. He's unsure why he ended up in this one. He was dying to make that open final tonight. Because he's sure in the open final down in Masterton a few weeks back. Went for the doctor. Here he is, leading the charge here on stand number 6 in this Challenger event. Del Jones says not for long here on stand number 5. The man from Kuiti. He says, I'm going to be giving it everything. The Welsh Kiwi turns onto the last side, maybe just a shade off the pace. Shuffle Woolcock says, righto, I'm going to give it to it, and he comes onto the last side. Beautiful strokes down under the shoulder. Andy Mainland to the top of the shoulder here on 3. Then from Tikaraka, we got Sean Ward coming under the shoulder. Then the Australian. Down the last end, Corey Mifsud. Beautiful strokes off that last side now. Working across the rump. One over the tail. Let her down the porthole, buddy. You're gone. Get in the pen. Just as quick as that, Norm, these guys are going to be shooting it along. What sort of time? What did you get that first one out in?
First one went out in about just a fraction over a minute, I think. So not as quick as they might look, but they're just settling into their work now. Shelford Wilcox round on the first front shoulder. Another couple of shots, he'll be laying it down the long blow. Pirata Abraham, though, finishes the long blow down there on the far side. The Masterton manned under the leg. And away down the last side, he'll drop. Pirata Abraham, 1 minute 45 on the clock. Just about to drop sheep number 2. Just a fraction under a minute, maybe. Out it goes. 1:53 in the penny hops of sheep number 3. Going to be a bit of a sprint for these boys. Just a 10 sheep. Blast for them. Shelford Wilcox finishing touches. Del Jones right there as well. The young Welshman. Andy Mainland from Kabuka in the deep south. Right over the tail he goes. Sean Ward right there. Corey Mifsud. Great to see this young Aussie man in the Challenger final. Over the tail he goes. And out it hops. But Del Jones. Things started coming out swinging that sheep when Del dragged it out, but he's into the first hind leg, lost a second or two, but long blow time for Pirata Abraham. Sheep number 3 on the board as he turns for home. Down over the last front shoulder, he's taken the field by storm. He can really whip it off, this young man. Under the leg and away down into the flank he drops. 1, 2 big sweeping blows. Right out onto the back leg. Another couple of shots. 2 minutes 46 gone on the clock, so he's going under a minute every sheep. 2 minutes 50. Into the penny hops, Pirata Abraham. The rest of the field down the last side for Wilcox and Ward. Turning for home, Del Jones. Turning for home, Andy Mainland. Long blow time for Corey Mifsud. Shelford Wilcox. Sean Ward, stand number 2. Another couple of shots. He'll be right there with Wilcox in the pen. Looking for sheep number 4, but up the undermine top knot coming off. John for Pirata Abraham down there on stand 6.
Pirata Abraham up around the here he goes. He starts to turn and drop into the big long blow time for him. Darwin Jones, the boy from Kuiti, but born in the Wales. Over the first hind leg he goes. 2 blows over tail. He'll be happy to be in this Challenger final. Dalton Wilcox there. Up the deck he goes. Round the back of the ear he goes. Andy Mayland. 2 blows over tail. Takes the top knot. Young fella Ward there. He's into the long blow too. He's into the long blow there. And Corey missed it on stand number 1. Over the first hind leg he goes. Down comes this Stephen Ward down to the top of the shoulder, but it's Pirata Abraham at the moment. Won the speed share the other night at the Waitomo Club on the Thursday night. Number 5 on the board. He's halfway through this task when he finishes us. Over the first hind leg he goes. He's to the top of the shoulder now. Pirata Abraham, and he's up into the top of the shoulder. Corey missed it into the long blow. Gavin Match, sorry, the wrong one there. Sean Ward there. He's got his next sheep on the board. Sean Ward. Andy Mayland there. He brings his next sheep on the board there. Into the long low blows. Pirata Abraham. He'll come up and under his hand. Pirata Darwin Jones there, the boy from Kuiti. He drops down into the long blow. To the top of the shoulder now. Pirata Abraham. Underneath the shoulder he goes. Sweeps out this last leg in this Open Challenger final. Sponsored by Acto Agriculture. Corey Mifsud is the next sheep on the board. Pirate Abraham. He goes in number 6, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm just a bit surprised there's not a little bit more noise from the Kuiti people. We're halfway through this job here for Del Jones. He's the only Kuitiite here on the top stand at the moment. Next in line for finishing is going to be Shelford Wilcox, and Mainland comes down the last side along with Sean Ward from Tikaraka. Out the last leg with this big tall shearer. Down the chute he puts that sheep. Mifsud up here in the front stand. A little bit tight for him as he swings round for home now, trying to control the strong crossbred ewe, and he turns for home on the money side. But he's almost got a sheep put round him as Parada Abrahams turns for home. He's got away from Del Jones, who had a little bit of a wriggling girdie, and he's settled it down there. As Shelford Wilcox comes in here on stand number 4. He's hit the second spot, rolling up the long blow. Turning on to the last side of the sheep, about 3 shots away here is Sean Ward from Tikaraka. But a half a sheep advantage there over, or maybe a whole sheep over the field is Parada Abrahams. If you look at the Mifsud up here in the front, he's down the belly though, the Australian. He's happy to be here in Tikawiti. He's made a final, and he may be in for a bit of cash. Up over the tail he comes. Right, one shot off the top now. Beautiful looking sheep these are. Out the last leg for Del Jones. Another one on the board for Wilcox from Gisborne. Ooh, change of steel for Mainland. No, I don't want to have these sheep get it away on me. But down there, Abrahams, what are we doing with 6 and 38 gone now, and he's halfway through sheep number 7. Just 3 left in the pen. He's pumping the man with the big sleeve on his. Turning off the top now, winding down on the last side. Shelford Wilcox can't do anything about him. He's just going away with every blow. Down and out to the flank, and 3 left in the pen. Beautiful shots from him. Out the last leg on the front stand. Here comes Corey Mifsud. That it's warnable. It'll left him in the wake at the moment for this man from Marston, Normie. He's just going hard, and 7 and 10 gone.
He certainly is going hard, no doubt about that. Way down the belly drop. Shelford Wilcox chasing those. So Delwyn Jones on stand number 5 rather. Right out onto the back leg. Another couple of shots for the wee man from Tikawiti. He's in for sheep number 8 as well. Change of steel there. Fresh cut. And into the pen he hops. Shelford Wilcox goes in. Andy Mainland goes in for sheep number 8. Mainland from Southland. Very, very good quality shearer. We can't see the pen points up there on the screens, so we're not sure how they're going as far as that goes. But you can guarantee Andy Mainland's job will be top-notch. He's a fantastic quality shearer, this man. Top-notch comes off from Mainland. Up the neck he steps. Just a shot out from Del Jones. And Shelford Wilcox now as he works his way around under the front shoulder on stand number 3. But it's all Parada Abraham. He's done the hard work. He's coming home now. Bring him home, ladies and gentlemen. The Open Challenger final about to come to a close for one man on the field. That is Parada Abraham down there. Red button time for
No, we got 10.
Oh, we're 10.
10.
We're 10. What are you talking about?
Australia, you worry about your South Islander mate here, Andy Mainland. He's having a great year. He comes under the shoulder.
Right.
Go.
So we've got 10. Is that we're quite happy with that?
I'm telling you, we got 10.
All right. I knew that. I was just seeing if everyone was awake. Shelford Wilcox, he's winding out over the tail. Del Jones finishing touches. Delwyn Jones shearing very well, and he's just sticking where he's at. Around that Shelford Wilcox and Andy Mainland. Nothing between them. The belly coming off from Mainland. Into the first hind leg. Big sweeping blows. Full comb. Sean Ward backs out. Sheep number 9. It must be on the board for Sean. Corey Mifsud, the Australian on stand number 1. This good young Aussie shearer. Up and coming through the grades into the open now. Round the back of the head. Oh, just got a wee bit of a struggler. Getting around the head is a bit of a worry for him, but he's got it sorted now. Around into the first front shoulder. 9 on the board it is. Parada Abraham, another couple of shots. Out the hole it goes, and in he is. This time it might be his last one on the board,
10.
John.
Number 10 comes on the board for Parada Abraham. Delwyn Jones down the last side. He comes. Delwyn Jones and puts the finish in. Andy Mainland right there with him. On stand number 1, there's Corey Mifsud down the last side. He's a sheep behind now. Delwyn Jones goes in for number 10, brings 10 on the board now. Andy Mainland goes number 10 now. Sheldon Wilcox, he'll go for number 10 now. Brings it on the board. But it's Parada Abraham at the moment. He's around the back of the ear he goes. Just a bit of a kicker there. Oh, Andy Mainland starting to wind it up there. Parada Abraham, he drops down in a long blow. Look at this little man from Tikawiti. He wants to be first off. Down into the long blow goes Delwyn Jones. He's going well at the moment. Who's going to be first in 10? It's Delwyn Jones. Turns and heads for home. On sheet number 10, get behind this little man. Underneath the shoulder he goes and sweeps out the last thing. Parada Abraham, he's down the last side. He's going to come down the last side. Selwyn Jones are going to sweep out. Who's going to get the red button first? Don't have a kicker there. Pirata's just shearing quietly. Selwyn Jones, give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Pirata Abraham going well down the last side. Comes Sheldon Wilcox. And then don't forget the young fellow Ward on the stand number 2.
Look out, Aindy Man, lady. Hits the button.
And he finishes. That's the button there too.
Good shear there for those guys. Blow for blow they were going. Wilcox got a bit of a regular. But Sean Ward from Tikaraka comes out the last leg. Still got one sheep in the pen on the front stand. Remember, this is an instant prize giving, so hang about, guys. Out the last leg. One left. Come on, Corey. Show your wares, my friend. Steps in there. You've come all the way from Warrnambool, Australia to shear these beautiful sheep here in the King Country. Down the belly he goes. He'll make no mess of this. He'll just rip it apart or rip the wool off the sheep as long as the big jolly thing's going to behave himself. Don't lose momentum, my friend. Poke it down quick and put it in hard. Let him go. Roig blows up over the top. Here we go now. Stepping forward on the neck. Seems a bit lonely shearing one by yourself, but it could be worse. You could be shearing two, and that would be something you wouldn't like to do. Here we go, dropping into the first off shoulder now, down towards the long blow. Sweeping blows as he drops around to the backside of the sheep, away from the public. I'm sure he'll be making a top quality job because the judges are still watching it. Oh, this one wants to dance about the town. Oh, wants all to go away to Warrnambool in a bit of a puff of air by the look of it. Turning onto the last side now. Look at him come. Sure, in the test here last night at the King Country and the Warrnambool team. Under the shoulder and down and out to the flank for him. Looking good. Sweeping does. Corey Mifsud, ladies and gentlemen, one of our Australian visitors here at the King Country. Been here before. Round of applause. Great stuff, Corey. Let it go, mate. Let it go. Let it go. Not quite. Sorry. One shot. Okay, now we can give him a round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've only just come into the building, welcome along on behalf of Mr. Peter Lang and his great committee. We welcome you here to the stadium. Have you been to the running of the sheep? Who has seen sheep shearing before? So most of you have never seen a sheep shorn before. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Open Challenger. These are the young shearers that have never won a shearing open competition in their lives. And just to give you a breakdown of the computer system, very hard to work out if you don't understand it. On the bottom of the screen, we've got the time points. Every minute that ticks by is 3 points, goes up to the big red readout. The second one is board points. That's every time the shearer makes a stroke with his or her handpiece and cuts the fibre of wool in half, they create a second cut or a double cut. That incurs a click from the judges who have these little wee clickers in their hands, and we divide that by the number of sheep. I won't go into that, but the higher that is, that's the worse the shearer has performed. So the lower that is, the shearer has performed well. They haven't second cut very much. We've lost one. I don't know what the other one was. Pen. That's how they've performed. The sheep are shorn. They go through the little tunnel there. There's another team of judges that turn the sheep around side to side. They lift the sheep up and have a look at its belly, all its parts, to make sure that it's all there in one piece. And that's how they were incurred. And the lowest points there is the best job as well. So we're really after the lowest points. But this afternoon there was a final. There was no points read out. So we want to know who's won this. And we don't really know. But that's a little breakdown on the clock. If you're here tonight, we'll go through that again. Welcome onto the stage the sponsor, Mr. Tom Wilson, Acto Agriculture. G'day, Tom. Welcome along. This is the sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and these are the folks that supply us with the machinery and help us with the scoring there. So, Tom, a couple of words on behalf of the sponsors.
Thank you, Koro. It's a pleasure to be here, and Acto Agriculture are proud to sponsor this event. And it's great to see these young shearers getting a crack at the ones that haven't been in a final before. And we've got a guy from Australia, Corey Misford, and a past Welshman there. I wore his moccasins last night. They were slower than they were today, but we're all proud to sponsor this event, and we'll get the prize, the scores in a minute. Thank you very much.
Did you hear him very well? Tom, we're going to ask you to say your speech again because I was very interested in that, but the folk down the back were going like this and they couldn't hear you very well. So, kei te mihi atu ki a koe e Tom. I know you're from Scotland. I'm giving you a Māori welcome. And he's domiciled here, has lived here, loves Aotearoa, loves New Zealand. So, Tom, I think it's a little better now our microphones are going. Because I believe they deserve the accolade, the sponsors. We've got to give them their day in the sun. So it's over to you again.
I'll try and make it clearer to everybody this time. Can you hear me at the back? Thank you. Acto are very proud to sponsor this event. And on behalf of them, I'd like to thank all the shearers who were in this event from Australia, Wales, and the rest were in New Zealand, I think. Delwyn Jones, the young Welsh or ex-Welsh fella, I borrowed his moccasins last night, and they went very slow for me, but they went real good for him today. So on behalf of Acto, I'd like to thank them all for their consideration, and hope you all do well.
The Acto Agricultural Champion Challenger this year. These are the shearers that have never won a competition in the open class. To take home $200, the red sash, the David and Wendy Fagan Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion shearer is Pairata Abraham. Not a bad year for 2016 for Pairata Abraham. A few weeks ago, this guy lit up the stadium in Masterton, his hometown at the moment, and he rattled the shearing boards. He set a blistering pace there, and you did the same this afternoon. But the little Welshman came back at you with a vengeance, Pairata. But the day is yours. You've got the trophy, you've got the money, the red ribbon. Let's have a couple of words from Pairata.
Thank you, Koro. I was going to give the mic back to Tom to have another speech, but he didn't want it. But yeah, thanks, Acto. It's a great event. It keeps guys like young, up-and-coming shearers. It gives you confidence to share in an event like this. So we thank you, Acto and Te Kuiti Shares. Yeah, I've had a great year. I didn't get out of the quarters, but I just thought I'd mention that just so that it's all about your trials. Or everyone sees all the good stuff, but they don't see the stuff when you're a bit disappointed. So to any other shearers out there, we just got to work harder and work smarter. And everyone have a great weekend. Cheers.
Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. He's a handsome bugger too, isn't he? He's a pretty fine-looking man. Second place, ladies and gentlemen, $150. Another big strapping Māori boy, Shelford Wilcox. $100 in third place. Let's go across 12,000 kilometres. Delwyn Jones from Wales, living in New Zealand now. He calls New Zealand home. Fourth place, we go down to Te Waipounamu, that's the South Island, Andy Mainland. fifth place, $50. We go across to Australia, ladies and gentlemen, Corey Mifsud. And to round it all out, $50, Sean Ward from Tairāwhiti. Tairāwhiti is the East Coast, Poverty Bay, Gisborne. So ladies and gentlemen, those are our Challenger champions. We'll have a photo with the sponsor. And while that's going on, we'll hand you back to our guys for the next event. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Thank you, sound man.
Next time up, we have the Open semi-final. Over 8 sheep. Sorry, over 10 sheep. Get that right. There's 10. That magical figure of 10. We'll get it right this time round. So we're going to have our shearers down here on the bottom, please. Welcoming up on stage.
On stand number 6, ladies and gentlemen, Roland Smith.
On stand number 5, Nathan Stratford.
Put your hands together for the local boy on stand number 4, Jack Fagan.
On stand number 3, Darren Ford.
Oh, Gavin Much is up on stand number 2.
And in his first open grade shearing season, Floyd Neal on stand 1.
I've got a 10 sheep to shear, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ultimate for these guys. Some will make it, some won't. We can only take 6 to the final tonight. The big final tonight that's held in the stall.
10 sheep, guys.
10 sheep.
10. So just getting set.
10 sheep, 9 minutes.
The top 12, it's going to be about there, John, isn't it? The top 12. Out of the 50, over 50 open grade shearers we had in the heats, these are the top 12. We have to go down to the top 6 to compete in their final tonight. So looking forward to this. This is very, very important. A lot of pressure on these guys now, John. They really want to be in that top 6. Of course, they wanted to be right from the word go.
Well, that's why they entered. You know, they all want that $18,000 plus $18,000 plus the trip to the UK. It's what's in their mind right from day one. But it's also about the kudos, the red sash. And it's very important that they have an aim like that to get through this event. It's pretty grueling for them. They've got 10 of these monsters to shear. And we have another 6 coming up following these guys. And then after that, we have a few presentations of prizes and a few announcements to make. So we got 2 heats of shearing, followed by some presentation of prizes and announcements before the evening break. Just a quick look along the board. The referee's been asked to inspect. Maybe a little bit of dampness just on the top of these sheep. Looks them just change their little pretty dresses a little bit. But there's certainly nothing wrong with the quality of sheep that have been put before us over the last 3 days. And I expect nothing less this time round. Oh, I think it was just kilos that got that one out the door, wasn't it? He thought it was a ram.
Big sheep, all right. There is the odd big sheep amongst them.
Oh, that's a small one.
He doesn't want small ones either. He wants middle-sized ones.
That's what they do. He's a powerhouse shearer, shearing many records. Sheep of even pattern is what he's all about. Shear what's in your pen, I always look. Somebody's got to shear them. Oh, he's a busy man, this Mr. Granger. You wouldn't happen to know him, would you, John?
Just in passing.
Probably not at the moment. He'd be a bit grumpy having to do all the searching into the pen. We're good to go.
Okay, we've got the thumbs up from the referee. The green light's on. They're locked and loaded. Let's bring it on. Righto, timekeeper's ready. Judges ready. Competitors, go!
In they go this time round, and the clock starts ticking from the time we say go to the time they push that red button on the side of their stand. On the porthole, we have a Roland Smith from Hastings down there on stand number 6. From the Invercargill on the east south, we have Nathan Stratford on 5. Tikawiti's Jack Fagan here on the middle stand, along with the Darren Ford from Winton. Gavin Much from Scotland, Whangamomina, Taranaki, wherever. He's on stand number 2, and the youngster Floyd Neal from Taumaranui. Hoo. Look at him crack along on this pace, and it's going to be Gavin Much in about 45 seconds. He whips that one down the porthole. Down the last side, Rolly Smith says, I'm right behind you, but about 10 seconds behind it. In goes Darren Ford along with Jack Fagan and then Nathan Stratford. Floyd Neal snuck in here. He's just firing on all cylinders. This big, powerful young man here on the front stand. He said, righto, boys, Muchie, you're going to lead the way. I'm going to come in behind you. Much is into the long blow now. Rolly Smith in the long blow. So is Floyd Neal. The others are left in the wake a little bit. Whoa, this one wants to dance around the town. It can happen. Floyd Neal says, I'll take advantage of that, and so does Rolly Smith. Come over the last shoulder, the money side of the sheep. Down and out to the flank he goes. Gavin Much is chasing hard, but he's working into a little bit of difficult space there. He's going to run out and drop her arm if he's not careful. Oh, just a quick one in there, Normie. I think Smith got in ahead of him.
He just got in ahead of him, just snuck in. That's what happens. You get a kicker, and they've all getting them by the look of it. Right down the board, they've all got some difficult sheep to deal with. But they know they're going to have to be right on top of their game if they want to get through into the top 6, because another fantastic lineup coming up behind them. They're all going to be want to be in there just as much. Round the back of the head for Gavin Much on stand number 2. First hind leg for Darren Ford. Hind leg undermined for Jack Fagan. Top knot comes off on stand number 4. Winding up the undermine now is Nathan Stratford, but long blow time for Roland Smith, Gavin Much and Floyd Neal. This young man on stand number 1 in his first season in the Open. He finds himself in the top 12 at the New Zealand Shearing Champs. What a feat, this young man. Last year's senior grade champion. Here he is in the Open top 12. Under the leg. Ooh, he's got another kicker. He's had a couple. In goes Gavin Much. That sheep just knocking Floyd Neal around. Floyd just settled down a wee bit. There you go. Away he goes on the leg. Darren Ford winds out onto the back leg as Jack Fagan hops into the pen. He backs out there just a half a shot behind Roland Smith. But it's Gavin Much. Top knot comes off on 4 and up the neck. He snaps the neck all open around the back of the head. Out backs Nathan Stratford from the deep south. Invercargill man on stand number 3 as well. Right down into the back leg. Darren Ford winds up the undermine. Another big shot. Top knot will come off for him. Jack Fagan, though, he's already been there and done that because he's working his way round into the long blow. Right there with Roland Smith. Blow for blow as they step across. Another couple of shots. They'll turn for home, but Gavin Much is already there. He's on the home straight, down under the leg and into the flank he drops. John having a great share, the Scotsman, as we saw in earlier rounds.
Yeah, certainly is. Roland Smith down the last side. He comes. He's due to... but Jack Fagan's right there with him. Gavin Much, he's in the pin for the next sheep. Brings number 4 on the board. Is it? Number 4 comes on the board. Roland Smith, he brings number 4 on the board now. Jack Fagan into the belly there. Nathan Stratford puts the finishing touches in. Darren Ford goes in. The young Floyd Neal, he'll be proud to be up there. He's got number 4 on the board too. But it's Rolly Smith and Jack Fagan step up the net together. Nathan Stratford takes the 2 blows over the tail. He puts 2 big blows over the tail now. Roland Smith, he's into the long blow. Jack Fagan's into the long blow. Darren Ford, he's up the neck, but it's Gavin Much down the last side. He comes with Jack Fagan and Roland Smith. Down the last side he comes. Gavin Much puts the finishing touches in. He'll go in for sheep number 6 now. And he goes to number 6. Roland Smith, he goes in for number 6 now. Brings it out onto the board now. Seals it down. Takes the belly off. Gavin Much, he gets the belly off. Jack Fagan gets the belly off. Darren Ford, he's got a couple blows to go. He'll be going in for sheet number 6 to Floyd Neal. He's picked the pace up there. Gavin Roland. He's in a long blow there. Round the back here goes Roland Smith. Round the back he goes, Jack Fagan. But Gavin Much on stand number 2. He's into the long blow. Nathan Stratford. He steps up the neck now. Darren Ford, he takes the top knot off. Gavin Much turns and drops to the top of the shoulder now. Roland Smith, he's up underneath his hand and down the last side he comes. But Jack Fagan having a good share down there. He'll go in for number 7, Johnny.
Yeah, I just keeping an eye on the young fella up here in the front. It's the young boys who are starting to show a little prowess now. If Floyd Neal's sheep would only sit for him, it'd be a fantastic for him. He's just firing all the shots. But Jack Fagan just slightly in front. Nathan Stratford goes for a last bit of a scrap at the back wall. He brings out number 7. Rolly Smith, 7 on the board. Here comes Darren Ford. He says, crikey, these young fellas are going round me. I'm going to put some fresh steel on. Gavin Much towards the first off shoulder, the most difficult part of the sheep. Likewise is Rolly Smith. But Jack Fagan probably 2-3 blows now in front of Floyd Neal here on the front stand. The Strat man starting to pump the young fella from Invercargill. Oh, not so young anymore. He cuts his hair that short to keep the greys out of it. He's rolling up the long low, but the pace up here on the front. No, it's still on 4. Oh, got a bit of a pluck there. What the right hand won't cut, the left hand will pluck. In goes Floyd Neal. See that big left leg? It almost shot back and knocked the Rousey off the stage. He was flying into that pen. Gavin Much, belly off for him, belly off for Rolly Smith. Sheep number 8 on the board, half shorn for Jack Fagan. Here comes Nathan Stratford down the belly. Darren Ford out the last leg. Works another sheep down the pole on sheep number 8. We've got 10 to share in the semi-final. Jack Fagan to the top of the shoulder on the money side, and he works under the shoulder and down and out the flank. The quality's still holding pretty good up there. Nothing amongst these guys are all doing the job to the best of their ability. It'll be up to the judges outside. Half the sheep are judged by the look of it. You keep an eye on those scores. 7 minutes and 10 seconds are gone. Jack Fagan goes in with New Steel. Who's going to be next? Gavin Much. Looks like Rolly Smith's going to follow on Normie. Oh, New Steel for Roland.
New Steel for Roland. A couple of handpiece changes going on now. There's only a couple left in the pen. Floyd Neal, he's only got 1. So's Gavin Much. Gavin Much winds into the first hind leg and up the undermine. Floyd Neal round the back of the edge, just a couple of shots ahead of him, but it's still Jack Fagan as he swings through the long blow. Steps across, another shot, he'll turn for home. He's fair chucking the steel at them this time. Jack Fagan from Kuiti on stand number 4, down over the last front shoulder. 1 left in the pen. Roland Smith round the back of the head. Here comes Floyd Neal. It's the 2 young boys, the 2 youngsters in the field. Right out onto the back leg, they roll together. Jack Fagan still just by a shot, and goes Neal. On stand 1, out backs Fagan. These 2 young fellas are showing these old fellas a clean pair of heels. Way down the belly they go together. Have they got the quality to match their speed? That's where the experience of the older men might come in a wee bit maybe. Up the undermine they sweep together. Top knot comes off 1 and 4. Up the neck they go. Jack Fagan just snaps it open and momentarily ahead of Floyd Neal. Round into the first front shoulder he swings. Out backs Roland Smith with sheep number 10. Gavin Much has got 10 on the board, and so's Darren Ford now. Another couple of shots for the Southern man on stand number 5, and he'll be in. Turning for home, Fagan and Floyd Neal down over the last front shoulder. Jack Fagan under the leg, Floyd Neal under the leg, Jack Fagan into the back leg. Another couple of shots, Floyd Neal's right there. Who's going to reach for the button first this time? Jack Fagan or Floyd Neal, these 2 youngsters. A real battle. Whoa, below.
Nothing in that one, are they? The rest of the field into the long blow now. Darren Ford, he's into the long blow there. Down the last side comes Gavin Much. Down the glass side comes Roland Smith. They'll be wanting to make sure the job's right. There's only 6 go through into the big. Gavin Much finishes off there. Darren Ford there. He puts the finishing touches in there. There he goes, and Roland Smith finishes off there. Down the last side comes Nathan Stratford. Stratty. Underneath the shoulder he goes, down the last side and sweeps out that last leg. 2-3 blows to go. This will come to the end of the Open semi-final for 2016. There he goes. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's good to see we've got an appreciative audience. These guys are throwing the still at them that hard. We have. Just wait a minute, guys. We'll let the board get clear. The OSH rules won't allow us to have 300 up there.
Okay.
Okay, on stand number 6, local boy Mark Granger.
Hemi Braddock from Ekatahuna on stand number 5.
Stand number 4, we have Dion King, the king of the board.
On stand number 3, Brett Roberts.
Warp Factor 2, Johnny Kirkpatrick on number 2.
And super smooth on stand number 1, ladies and gentlemen, David Buick.
Another good heat, ladies and gentlemen, coming up. They'll be all wanting a place in that open final tonight. The sheep today supplied by Tiror E and T Happy B Trusts. Very grateful the manager Ian Vella and Wayne Fraser out there. Very grateful to the trust board for letting us have their sheep. After this event, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have the announcement of the finalists plus a few presentations to make. And then we'll be asking you to vacate the hall after that, and so we can set up for the night session. But we've got another cracker semi-final coming up here yet. It won't take long. Okay, looks like we just want a referee for Brett Roberts.
I think that one and Johnny Kirkpatrick he wants to get rid of might have a bandage on it, just like he has. Just waiting on pin 3.
Will the rest of the shearers look like they're on the board?
This young fella's trying to pull a wool over a judge's eyes. He's got no wool to pull over his eyes, so that solves that problem.
Rightio, we've got the all clear. Timekeepers ready. Judges ready. Competitors, go!
Way we whoosh again. Mark Granger from Kuiti down there on stand number 6. One of the hopefuls of the locals. Hemi Braddock from Ekatahuna on 5. He's come a long way in a couple of seasons, this boy. Dion King, past winner of the New Zealand Shearing Champs here in 2015. Brent Roberts, the big young powerhouse from down in Matara on stand number 3. Rolling up, he's got the black headband on. That'll stop a little bit of sweat getting in the eyes by the time we get to the end of the job. Napier's Johnny Kirkpatrick. Steaming down the last side. North Island Shearer of the Year winner last night. But it's going to be David Buick on the front stand. Turns it down the porthole along with Johnny Kay and Dion King. Then Hemi Braddock and Mark Granger and Brent Roberts. That's how they run, Normie. It's going to be scintillating, these guys. They know what sort of a pace, 8:45, they've got to compete with.
8:45 it was, John, up down the mine. David Buick, like I said, super smooth, that man. So's the fella behind him. Cool, calm and collected, round the back of the head. JK, the North Island Shearer of the Year, crowned last night. 1 minute 17 gone on the clock. Round into the long blow, they drop together. Stands 1 and 2. Stand number 5, Hemi Braddock, he's right there as well. So's Dion King, 1 and 2, turn for home. So does King on 4. Hemi Braddock's down over the last front shoulder. And now Mark Ranger, the young wheel from Kuiti, turns down over the last front shoulder as well, but right out onto the hind leg. JK's got himself a wee bit of a kicker ahead to bring the head through. Cost him a second. Braddock and King take advantage of that fact, and they hop in ahead of him for sheep number 3. And finally in goes Johnny Kirkpatrick. The others will have a difficult sheep as well, some part of the 10 sheep though. In goes David Buick, just slides into the hind leg, nice as you like. Up the undermine, top knot comes off for him, and up the neck he steps. Fantastic share of this young man on stand number 1. Out comes Brett Roberts. About a third of the experience of the rest of the field, excepting, of course, Hemi Braddock and Mark Granger. These another 2 good young shearers, these fellas. Right under the hind leg, drops Brett Roberts. Hemi Braddock has shown his heart out the whole competition here at New Zealand Shears. Turns in for home, down over the last front shoulder. Mark Granger, another shot. This fantastic young man will turn for home as well. But leading the way still is David Buick on 1, but not by much. Dion King is right there. Another shot King hops in with. Hemi Braddock as well, both into the pen together. Out they come. Sheep number 4 on the board, John.
Yeah, it's only David Buick at the moment over the first hind leg. He travels. Then Johnny Kirkpatrick, he's got his second one on the board. Dion King was second on the board. Don't forget this Hemi Braddock, he's right there with him too. Mark Ranger there. He's got the next one, Brett Roberts there. Can't quite get that sheep out of the portal. Goes in for number 4 now. Mark Ranger takes the top knot and steps to the neck. Hemi Braddock, he's already into the long blow. Long blow time for David Buick. He's at the top of the shoulder now. Johnny Kirkpatrick there. He's into the long blow. Dion King comes down to the top of the shoulder now. Brett Roberts, he'll take the top knife now and step up the neck now. Hemi Braddock there, he goes in. He's picked the pace up there. David Buick, he's got number 4 on the board too. Mark Granger down the last side, he comes. Dion King, he puts the finishing touches in. He goes in for number 5 there. In goes Johnny Kirkpatrick. He's right there with him too. Mark Granger. He drops out and goes to the next sheep and brings it on the board. Brett Roberts down the last side. He comes. Who's leading this field? It's Hemi Braddock. The boy down there. Hemi Braddock's leading the field. He's dropped into the long blow. Long blow time for Hemi. Mark Granger over the first hind leg. Johnny Kirkpatrick around the back. And drops down to the long blow he goes. Brett Roberts goes in for number 5. David Buick down the last side he goes. He might have just about picked up Hemi that time. Hemi Braddock, who's going to be first? David Buick. He steps in for number 6, Johnny.
Yeah, just keep an eye on that young Braddock. He sat back on the first one, but by golly, and he's doing the job right on the board. It's very important that these guys keep this standard up to scratch, because the judges will find out otherwise, and then we'll see the results at the end of the day. David Buick's up the front here. Whooshes up the neck. Another one on the board for Johnny Kirkpatrick, sitting back in the wings a little bit. Had a couple of movers, but he's settled into the pace of the job now. Brent Roberts comes around the back of the head. The big lad from Matara. Over the top he comes. Off the top. If the sheep's going to sit still for him, starting to wriggle a little bit. It's Dion King into the long blow. Up the undermine. Big shots is Mark Granger down on 6. Sheep number 6 for him. But he's a bit off the pace as Braddock can up here on the front. David Buick coming out the last leg. Braddock back into the pen again first. Oh, this is a bit of a cat and mouse game here on 1 and 5. Johnny K's about 3 shots off the pace. Likewise as Dion King. Is he going to come with a withering run? 5 minutes and 25 gone. We're at an 8:45 first round of that, well, the first heat of the semi-final. Up over the top comes Brett Roberts. Just to back off the pace a little bit, still shearing seat number 6. Mark Granger goes in for number 7. Remember, they've only got 10 to shear. Turning for home, the robber arm swings around the top here on the stand number 5. 3 shots in it up here on the front stand as David Buick comes across and slides back towards that porthole. Steaming down under the last side. Who's got the fastest last side out of the 2 of them? It's still young Braddock bouncing into the pen. Norman, sheep number 8.
Sheep 8 it is out onto the board. He backs this young man. He's not overawed by the outstanding reputations of the other man. He's making his own reputation here. Great to see these young fellas, Mark Granger, Brett Roberts and Hemi Braddock knocking on the door. They're going to be very, very strong contenders in the future, but Hemi Braddock, he wants to be a strong contender now and here. He wants in that top 6, and he's doing the very best he can to get in there. And wow, what a share he's having. Swings it around to the long blow, lays it down, sheep number 8. Round comes David Buick. Hemi Braddock's got half the long blow ahead of him now. Up the neck and round the back of the head for Dion King, but Braddock turns for home on sheep. Number 8 down over the last front shoulder he goes. 6 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock. They have one eye on the clock. They know that their first round was 8:45 for Teen Sheep. Right out over the tail for Hemi Braddock now. Oh, David Buick, look at that. He just slides down there as well. And he hops together. Both of them neck for neck again. David Buick is a couple of shots behind Braddock, but he's right up with him again as they drop into the belly. But Braddock quickly in and out of the pen. No wasted time there at all, John.
No, certainly not. Hemi Braddock, 2 blows over the tail, he does. Who's it? Johnny Kirkpatrick, he's got his next sheep on the board. Dion King with the next sheep on the board. Brett Roberts, he's a sheep behind now there. David Buick Downs on the long blow, he's got 1 left of spin. Mark Granger goes in for number 9, brings 9 on the board. Dion King, he steps up the neck now. Hemi Braddock, though, he's in the line, but David Buick, he might have hit the front. Down the last side he comes. Hemi Braddock underneath the shoulder. Big steady share of this David Buick. He sweeps out the last blow. Hemi Braddock there. He's down the last side he goes. 2 blows to go. David Buick, he steps in for number 10 now. He'll bring 10 onto the board now. Hemi Braddock brings 10 onto the board now. Dion King, he's going to go in for number 10, followed with Johnny Kirkpatrick. And he goes to number 10 now. Mark Ranger comes up and over the sand on sheet number 9. He's got 1 left on the boards in there. Top knot comes off for Hemi Braddock. Top knot's off for David Buick. He's up the neck now. Johnny K. Here comes Johnny K. He's to the up the neck. He goes with Dion King. Who's going to be first? It's David Buick. He's into the long blow there. David Buick can go. Who's he going to be turning? Head for home first. Hemi Braddock just turns half a blow in front of David Buick. But here comes Johnny K. Down the last side he comes. Who's going to be first to get the stop button? It might be David Buick or Hemi Braddock. Braddock, I think it is. Braddock gets it there. David Buick switches off. Johnny Kirkpatrick switches off. Down the last side comes Dion King. Mark Granger into the long blow there. He's going to be coming down and be finishing off there too. Sets the time button. There's Dion King. Up and underneath the hand goes Mark Granger there to the top of the shoulder now. Underneath the shoulder he goes. Brett Roberts has got 1 left in his pen to shear. Mark Granger puts the finishing touches in there, Johnny. He's just about finished here.
Oh, what a good shear down there. But, of course, time counts, and time counts against you here at 20 seconds per point here. And as young Brent Roberts, the clock still ticking for him at 9 and 25. 8 minutes and 41 on that one, so it was just 4 seconds faster than the previous heat. Have they kept the quality right? We'll wait and see with the final judging. You'll get a bit of an idea as we go along the top there now. Here, Brent Roberts into the first off shoulder, turns away from the crowd, but the judges still watching here. Beautiful shots up the long blow. He's been a great little shearer all the way through his career, and there's no reason why he can't make that final. We'll just see at the final judging. Over the top of the shoulder, working across as 10 minutes comes up and down and out to the flank. All the way from Mataro, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause for these shearers here tonight. Beautiful stuff. Hit him over, Brent Roberts. Beautiful shear. We will be having now a presentation of prizes, the announcement of the Senior Shearing 7th to 18th and the Senior Finalists, the Roy Candy Trophy, the Heck Oliver Trophy, Wardell Shield for services to shearing, Open Shearing 13th to 24th, Open Plate and Open Semi-Finalists will also receive their contributions.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that you don't have to be built like Tarzan to shear sheep. Some of these guys are a little bit shorter than the tall guys, but they've all got a different style and it's quite neat how you see them undress a sheep. It takes skill, hand and eye coordination, because the hand pieces are moving at such a terrific rate of speed that it is quite imperative that they have all those things together, their eye, their hand. And at the top of the game is all about animal welfare. We're making sure that we bring the sheep in here, we shear them, we handle them with care, and we send them back to the farms where they come from, maybe in better condition where they come from. Because we've got a lot of people out there that are not very happy with the way shearing competitions are going, rodeos are going. So we've got all those issues, and we just like to express the fact that animal welfare is at the top of our game. We're going to go straight on to some prize givings. We've seen 12 of the fastest shearers in the world before you. You were all a little bit quiet. Maybe you're waiting for tonight when we find out who out of those top 12, the 6 finalists to contest. And I think the boys said a $17,000 prize package for the Open champion this afternoon, or this evening. They get to take home a Can-Am 4-wheel motorcycle. I think it's valued at about $15,000. They also get a cash contribution or cash prize, maybe $3,000, and they get to travel to the other side of the world, probably worth another $3,000. So there's a huge prize there for our Open champion. 12 guys have come off the stage. They're a little exhausted. We're going to let them get showered up. But this afternoon, we're going to go on with the presentations. I'd like to call up Mr. Peter Lang, the president of the New Zealand Shears. If he's available here, Mr. Peter Lang, I'd like to see you up here on the stage. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. This is the president of the New Zealand Shears. Speech tonight or speech now? Okay. I've just asked him speech now, and he said, I've got a half an hour organised for tonight, but we won't want him to speak that long. The highest quality points over the entire show, the few days we've been going, regardless of grade, whether you're a novice to an open class shearer, and that's taken from the heats that we see in most mornings. To receive the Heck Oliver Cup, ladies and gentlemen, with 0.5.25, Whanake Whare is the champion over the whole show. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is the king. We're not going to ask him to speak. He's going to speak a little later on. If you could turn the microphone up for the next guy, that'll be great. The best local open shearer who has yet to win an open show to receive the Roy Candy Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the best local, Floyd Neal of Taumaranui. Come aboard, Floyd. Mr. Lance Waddell, if you could join us on the stage, we'd like Lance, and I think you guys are going to have some photographs. Thank you, Lance. While the photographs are being taken, we'd like to welcome the, we call him the Kai Whakahaere, that means the big boss of Acto Agriculture New Zealand. And this is Mr. Lance Waddell, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome onto the stage, Lance.
Yeah. Thanks, Cora. Each year we look around all the volunteers in our industry and try and pick out somebody that has done a very outstanding service to the industry. Our industry relies on volunteers, and we couldn't do without it. This year, I'd like to get up onto the stage Mr. John McBride. John McBride, who is one of our commentators here today, but during the last 40 years, he has been commentating around a lot of shows. We welcome him with the voice of commentating. He's a chap that... I've got the mic. I can say what I like. He's a guy that pushes the show along, makes it run smoothly, got a great voice to doing it. But not only that, John has been involved with the Taranaki Shears for 31 years, on and off different positions on the committee, from the days in the Army headquarters in New Plymouth to where it is now at Stratford. Also, the Stratford AMP show, he's been on that for nearly 24 years now. So it just shows you the calibre of the guy that we're presenting this prize to this year. This isn't a golden handshake, John. This is a celebration of your midway point as a volunteer. Thank you, John.
I like how he said that midway point. I'd like to think I'm probably heading towards the end of the slope, and looking forward to seeing some young people come and join our team here at the New Zealand Shears and around every competition. We do seek people that want to be involved in this industry, and not just on here on the board, but in the scenes behind to help out. It has been a great pleasure for me to be involved in the shearing industry. I sniffed the smell of wool when I was about 5, and it's never left my veins. And I think that's really counts. You need to have a little bit of heart into it. I believe that the shearing industry is in great heart. The camaraderie that I feel every time I go to a shearing competition through my old friends, my new friends, and that's what it's all about for me. Seeing those people that you like to work with, enjoy their company, and it's been a real pleasure to assist in the competitions that I've been lucky enough to have been invited to attend. So it's been my pleasure, and I just hope that we as commentators, on behalf of all of us here, we do appreciate your efforts and your good thoughts towards us, and we just hope we can make it nice and understanding and pleasant for you. So thank you very much, and thank you, Lance. I treasure this friendship, and it's a lovely trophy. Thank you very much.
Couple of more announcements, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll clear the hall out. We had the senior top 12 shootout this afternoon. The unlucky 12 to receive $100 to be collected from the Treasurer's office. In 12th to 7th place, Ramon Smith in 12th, Hura Edwards, Catherine Maluli, Adam Morton, Hayden Tapp, and the 7th unlucky one not to go to the final is Jacob Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior final this evening, the Balance Super Air senior final will be Caleb Foots, Guy Fraser, Bevan Pere, Darren Alexander, Whanake Whare, kia ora Whanake, and the 6th, ladies and gentlemen, is Dylan McGrady. Those are the top senior shearers. The open class shearing, the quarterfinalists from 24th to 19, they get to receive $100. They are Neville Osborne, Shelford Wilcox, Corey Mifsud, Axel Reed, Troy Piper, and Tony Costa. From 18th to 13th to receive $125, Andy Mainland, James Rookie, Murray Henderson, Diggerbaum, Aaron Haynes, and Pairata Abraham, who won the Challenger. Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. The Lister, Lamb, Bain, and Lobshire Super Shear Acto Agricultural Circuit semi-finalists. We have our finalists. the non-qualifiers are Gavin Much, David Buick, Roland Smith, Murray Henderson, Darren Ford, and Mark Granger. The Challenger final, ladies and gentlemen, will be led by John Kirkpatrick, the top qualifier, followed closely by Tony Costa, Nathan Stratford, Pairata Abraham, Troy Piper, and to round it out is Dion King of Alfreton. Give those competitors a good hand, ladies and gentlemen. We've just seen a hell of a good, vicious and very competitive final, semi-final, and I must congratulate those young shearers that stepped up onto the board this afternoon, namely the Braddock boy, Floyd Neal. You young guys are only in your early 20s. You've got a big future. The unlucky ones, ladies and gentlemen, are Dion King, Jack Fagan, Hemi Braddock, Brett Roberts, Darren Ford, and Floyd Neal. They are from 6th to 12th, 7th to 12th. The open finalists to contest this final, the last event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, of order of qualifying. John Kirkpatrick again. This is a guy that's going places. Closely followed by Roland Smith, Gavin Much, Nathan Stratford, Mark Granger, and to round it all off, Mr. David Buick from Down Country. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a very attentive audience. We look forward to this. John McBride, what a wonderful gesture to you, and we'd like to thank our sound men, our computer people, all the judges up to now. You've been wonderful, and you as an audience, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you all this evening. Hei konei rā, which means farewell for now. We'll see you all this evening. Thank you.
Would all the officials please be back by 5:30 for dinner, please? The official people, our judges, our commentators, all the adjudicators and the pen staff. We require you back by 5:30 to have dinner, please. No later. Once dinner has been finished, that'll be it. You can't rock and have dinner at 6 o'clock. So please be back by 5:30 for dinner. Thank you.